The story begins with Noah, the youngest sibling among 5 exceptionally skilled sisters. Despite his earnest efforts, Noah often finds himself outmatched in swordsmanship by his sisters, who are all formidable fighters. However, today marks a turning point. Just as Noah is about to be defeated by one of his sisters, he showcases an unexpected level of skill, momentarily gaining the upper hand. But his triumph is short-lived. His sister, now serious, prepares to deliver a decisive blow. Leaping into the air, she aims to strike Noah, who, in a moment of panic, apologizes and covers his head in defense. Liza, the sister practicing with him, observes the situation and comments on his minimal success. She lifts Noah up and inquired about his training, to which Noah replies that he has been practicing swordsmanship for 3 years. Despite his efforts, Liza is unimpressed and insists that Noah should start training under her guidance from that day forward. She questions why he seems so weak after all this time. Noah, feeling inadequate, explains that he doesn't consider himself talented or clever and has been grappling with numerous challenges. Liza interrupts him, dismissing his excuses and criticizing him for lacking resolve. She harshly tells him that he is all talk and no action, which leaves Noah in tears, overwhelmed by confusion and uncertainty about his path. Liza, unyielding in her criticism, accuses him of being stingy with his effort and declares that he is too incompetent to wield a sword, even with the guidance of a sword saint. After Liza walked away, Seal, another of Noah's sisters, approached him. She asked Noah if he had given up on swordsmanship and suggested that he might consider becoming a magician instead. Noah replied that he had already told Liza about his lack of talent for swordsmanship. Seal agreed, acknowledging his lack of talent for magic as well, and questioned if there was anything he could do competently. Noah struggled to provide a direct answer, which left Seal embarrassed by his incompetence. Seal continued, mentioning that their father had taken Noah in out of necessity. Despite their sister's fondness for him, she believed he didn't belong in their household and advised him to remember that deeply. Feeling he had no other choice, Noah decided he would leave the house. Startled, Seal asked why he was taking it so seriously. Noah insisted he was packing to leave, and as he walked toward his room, Seal, realizing he was serious, urged him not to go. Noah explained that he was only saying it to get a reaction from Liza, hoping she might stop him. Seal expressed concern, noting that Liza would definitely try to stop him, and questioned how he planned to survive on his own, pointing out that finding a job wouldn't be easy. Noah confidently declared that he would become an adventurer, surprising Seal, who was taken aback by his determination. As Noah opened the door, he explained his plan. Adventuring parties were always looking for new members, he told Seal, trying to make her understand. But Seal wasn't having it. She argued that adventuring was dangerous, involving monster extermination and risky escort missions. Noah, however, was undeterred. He assured her that he would only take on quests suited to his level and back out of any that seemed too perilous. Seal, still concerned, asked why he even wanted to be an adventurer. Noah's answer was simple yet earnest. He saw adventuring as a noble pursuit. Unlike becoming a knight or joining the military, which felt out of his reach, adventuring allowed him to help people in his own way. This didn't sit well with Seal, who was taken aback by his resolve. Yet Noah was firm. He had made up his mind to leave. Seal pleaded with him to wait, suggesting they reconvene at the end of the month. But Noah refused. He explained that it would be even harder to leave if Elia, their eldest sister, were there. Seal, desperate, questioned his reasons further. As they stepped outside, she hoped he wasn't doing this over a girl. Noah dismissed the idea, pointing out that he'd only ever gone out with all of them as a group. Seal admitted her uncertainty about whether Noah had secret contacts. Finally, Noah laid it bare. He was leaving because staying would make him feel like a complete failure. Noah opened the mansion's main gate, ready to embark on his journey. Seal stopped him once more, her concern evident. She wished him safety and urged him to grow stronger and wiser. She asked if he was certain about his decision, and Noah affirmed it. Seal warned him about the dangers that awaited outside but ultimately left the choice up to him, stating that she could no longer concern herself with it. Grateful, Noah thanked Seal and expressed how much he had appreciated knowing her before he set off. As he began to leave, Seal's emotions surfaced. She pleaded with him not to go, promising to treat him kindly in the future. Despite her heartfelt plea, Noah continued on his path. A week later, Noah reached his destination, the border city of Raja, nestled between the human realm to the east and the demon realm to the west. As Noah stood in the bustling border city of Raja, he couldn't shake the uncertainty he felt. It had been a week since he left home, and he wondered if his sisters might find him here. He felt a twinge of unease about being so far from the safety of his previous life. Suddenly, a man approached, calling Noah by the alias, Mr. Sieg. The man introduced himself as Ordo, a merchant, and informed Noah that the wagon he was to travel with would be departing soon. To avoid being recognized by his sisters, Noah had begun using the alias Sieg. Ordo reassured Noah that, despite the risk involved, everything had worked out fine in the end. He then inquired if Noah was in Raja to become an adventurer. Noah confirmed this, and Ordo handed him a sealed envelope. He explained that it contained a letter of introduction to the Adventurer Guild, which would be a valuable asset for Noah. Noah hesitated, asking if Orto was certain he should have it. Orto expressed his gratitude, stating that the journey had been possible because of Noah's help. Without him, the merchant couldn't imagine what might have happened and was deeply appreciative of Noah's role in ensuring their safe return. Noah reflected on an incident that had occurred several days prior. During that time, he, Orto, and another individual had been warned by a man not to stray too far. Despite the warning, they found themselves facing a group of monsters. The man, realizing the danger, urged them to flee and apologized for the predicament. Orto, panicked, inquired about their cargo, but the man explained that there were too many monsters and questioned whether Orto preferred to perish. As chaos ensued, Noah noticed a monster preparing to attack from a tree above him. He swiftly dodged the strike, his reflexes sharp. Soon after, a formidable goblin general appeared, launching an attack on them. Noah reacted quickly, shoving the man out of harm's way and dodging the goblin's attack with ease. He observed that the goblin's movements were slower compared to his sister Liza's, which made the attack relatively easy to evade. As the goblin general prepared for a more dangerous move, Noah, brimming with confidence, declared that it was time to end the fight. He struck the goblin general with a decisive blow, sending him reeling. Before the goblin could recover, Noah finished the battle with a single, precise slash of his sword, defeating the goblin general in one fell swoop. The other goblins watched in shock as Noah's swift and decisive action surprised them. Noah took command of the situation, instructing the others to focus on the enemies behind them while he concentrated on the foes in front. The man accompanying him was astonished to see Noah defeat the goblin general with a single, powerful blow. Orto, observing Noah's skill, remarked that his fighting style resembled that of a legendary hero named Zeke. In the present, as they traveled together in the wagon, Noah modestly denied any comparison to a hero. Orto insisted that Noah was too humble, while Noah pointed out that the true heroes of the battle were Shin and his party members. Orto chuckled at Noah's humility, noting that although Shin's group was indeed strong, they had struggled against the goblins they encountered. Curious, Noah asked if that was true, considering the goblins he faced had seemed stronger than average. Before Orto could respond, the man accompanying them interrupted, announcing that they had arrived at Raja City. Orto and Noah shook hands, with Orto mentioning that he owned a store in the southern part of town and inviting Noah to visit anytime. They bid each other farewell, and Noah thanked Orto for his assistance. Orto assured Noah that if he ever needed anything, he should come by his shop, as he had plenty to offer. Noah promised to visit once he was settled and thanked Orto again. As they parted ways, Noah headed toward the Adventurer Guild, feeling it was his first significant step. However, he couldn't shake the thought of retreating if the challenges proved too overwhelming. A man approached Noah as he stood at the entrance of the Adventurer Guild, asking if he was a newcomer. Startled, Noah inquired about the man's identity. The man apologized for startling him and noticed Noah's distressed appearance. He offered assistance from the guild, reassuring Noah that the guild welcomed those with an adventurous spirit and encouraged him to seek help without hesitation. While the man admitted he couldn't guarantee Noah's success, he emphasized that it was all up to Noah himself. Noah thanked the man and proceeded into the guild. Inside, the receptionist, Romelia, greeted him warmly and asked if he wanted to register. Noah confirmed his intent, and Romelia handed him a form to complete. After filling it out, Noah returned the form to Romelia, who assured him that everything was in order. He was officially registered as an F-rank adventurer with the Raja branch. Noah then apologized and asked if the guild could purchase some materials from him. Romelia agreed and asked to see the materials. Noah showed her his bag, and Romelia, curious, asked where the materials were. Noah explained that they were inside the bag, and despite its modest appearance, the bag had ample space inside. He asked if it was alright to take them out. Romelia was astonished when Noah revealed his magical bag. She led him to the guild's warehouse, assuring him there would be enough space. As Noah reached into the bag to retrieve the items, he asked Romelia if magical bags were very rare. She confirmed that they were indeed rare and quite exclusive. Noah mentioned he had made the bag with seal, and Romelia remarked that if he could create such a bag, he must have some talent as a magician. As Noah finished pulling out all the items, Romelia, shocked by the quantity, asked him who he really was. Noah, puzzled by Romelia's reaction, insisted that he was just a rookie who had studied swordsmanship and magic. Romelia pointed out that the goblin he had defeated, along with the others, were higher species. She noted that there were 4 D-rank hobgoblins and 1 C-rank general goblin, and emphasized that taking them down alone would require the skill of a B-rank adventurer, an achievement considered top-notch and far beyond that of a rookie. Romelia then asked if Noah was a knight, to which he replied that he was not. She noticed some missing materials and questioned if he had stolen them. Noah denied the accusation, and then remembered the letter Orto had given him. He handed it to Romelia. Upon reading the letter, Romelia saw the seal of Orto and noted that she must be surprised by the high-quality materials Noah had brought in. The letter explained that Orto could confirm Noah's claim that he had personally defeated all the monsters. Realizing the authenticity of the letter and Noah's achievements, Romelia apologized for doubting him. Still uncertain about how to proceed, Romelia mentioned that she did not have the authority to handle the situation at that moment. At this point, a man suggested that Noah undergo a special exam to verify his skills. Romelia acknowledged the suggestion, and the man added that if Noah was indeed as skilled as he seemed, he should have no issue with the special exam. Noah was taken aback to learn that the man was the guild master. The guild master introduced himself as Alberto, the head of the Raja guild branch. Realizing Alberto had been the guild master all along, Noah felt a mixture of surprise and respect. Romelia, noticing Alberto's presence, asked why he was there. Alberto explained that there was a long queue at the reception desk, prompting Romelia to thank him before hastily leaving the room. Alberto then turned to Noah and offered to explain the details of the special exam. He asked Noah what he wanted to do, and Noah inquired if Alberto was referring to the special exam. Alberto confirmed this, stating that the decision to take the exam or not was entirely up to Noah. He added that taking the exam could potentially increase Noah's adventurer rank. Alberto advised Noah to take some time to think it over and decide how he wanted to proceed with his own adventures. The next day, Noah arrived at the guild's training ground for his special exam. The area had a storied history, having seen knights and merchants prove their worth and find their path to joining the guild. Noah surveyed the training grounds with a mix of excitement and anticipation. Romelia approached him, informing him that the examiner would be arriving shortly. The exam would involve a mock battle with the examiner, and if Noah performed well, his rank would be upgraded to D rank. She explained that they couldn't begin until the examiner arrived. Holding Noah's hand, she reassured him that while mock battles were challenging, she was confident he would pass without any issues. Noah thanked Romelia and confirmed his decision to take the exam. He asked if there were any potential downsides. Romelia assured him there were none. If he felt he wasn't ready for D-rank quests, he could always opt for lower-ranked ones. Noah felt a surge of happiness at this news, believing that passing the exam would mark the beginning of his adventuring career. He felt that achieving this milestone would boost his confidence, especially since his departure from home had only brought him praise. It almost felt surreal to him. At that moment, a lady arrived in a hurry, apologizing for the delay. Romelia scolded Kurta for being very late, to which Kurta explained that she had been slow that morning. Noah's eyes widened as he realized that Kurta would be his examiner. Romelia introduced Noah to Kurta, and Noah noted that she appeared to be around his age. Kurta, sensing Noah's thoughts, asked if he was questioning her capability for the role. Noah quickly reassured her that wasn't the case. Romelia intervened, easing Noah's concerns. She emphasized that Kurta was an exceptional talent, an A-rank adventurer despite her youth, and her skills were unmatched. Noah, taken aback by this revelation, felt his confidence begin to waver. Kurta remarked on his distracted demeanor, and noted that while she had heard he was a promising rookie, he didn't exhibit the usual energy of a seasoned adventurer. She cautioned him that without carefulness, he could get seriously hurt, and asked if he still wanted to proceed. Noah, determined, affirmed that he did. Romelia announced that the special exam would begin shortly, explaining that it would conclude either when one participant gave up or she decided to end the battle. The mock battle commenced, but Noah felt a wave of nervousness. He reflected on his 3 years of swordsmanship practice and the constant criticism he had faced, which left him uncertain of his true skill level. Kurta assessed Noah and felt he appeared even weaker than anticipated. Despite this, she was determined not to back down. As the fight began, Kurta acknowledged the risks involved for adventurers and understood that misjudging Noah's abilities could be perilous. Kurta attempted to strike Noah's head, but he managed to dodge the blow. Impressed by his quick reaction, she realized she needed to step up her efforts. She aimed a kick at him, but Noah skillfully evaded it. Knowing he couldn't effectively counterattack against her numerous attacks, Noah focused on maintaining his distance. Kurta sensed that Noah might underestimate the difficulty of the exam but was intent on keeping up the pressure. She launched another attack, which Noah dodged with agility. Kurta complimented his evasive movements but warned him that relying solely on defense would not lead to success in the exam. Noting Noah's wooden sword and apparent lack of powerful long-range magic, Kurta resolved to increase her speed and use her superior strength to overwhelm him. She observed Noah sheathing his sword and suspected he might be using the art of Lado, a technique she believed she could easily avoid. As she moved in to attack Noah again, an unexpected strike hit her, throwing her off balance. Kurta asked Noah if he had used a flying attack, recognizing it as the ultimate technique of the Sword Saint. She questioned where he had learned it from. Bewildered, Noah wondered if it was indeed a rare technique, recalling that Liza had mentioned it as a foundational element of swordsmanship. He almost admitted that his sister had taught him but hesitated, instead claiming he had learned it at a dojo. Kurta, knowing that a dojo in the city could not possibly teach such a technique, understood that Noah was withholding information. Recognizing the seriousness of the situation now that Noah had demonstrated his skills, Kurta decided to approach the exam with renewed focus. Romelia intervened, reminding Kurta that the exam was intended to test Noah's strength, not to engage in a real battle. Kurta acknowledged this and mentioned she would only attempt a few more things. Noah observed the magical blade in Kurta's hand, realizing that if he didn't dodge her attack, his wooden sword could be cleaved in half. He noted the incredible speed of Kurta's blade, though it didn't quite match Liza's sword techniques. Noah recalled Liza's advice, which emphasized that each strike must be lethal and that he should trust his instincts to evade his opponent's blows. However, before he could fully process her words, Kurta struck him, knocking him backward. Noah quickly realized that Kurta's slashes were incredibly fast, almost impossible to anticipate. Kurta scolded Noah for not paying attention and increased her speed, coming at him faster than before. Noah focused on calming himself, which allowed him to perceive her movements more clearly. He determined that she wasn't as threatening as he had initially thought. By dodging her slashes and finding an opening, Noah managed to strike back, causing Kurta to fall and admit defeat. Romelia, astonished that a rookie had defeated an A-rank adventurer, acknowledged Noah's victory. She then checked on Kurta to see if she was alright. Kurta assured Romelia that she was fine and had been through worse. However, Romelia noticed that Kurta's chest armor and clothes were missing. Noah, feeling embarrassed, turned away while Romelia helped Kurta put her clothes back on. After the match, Kurta asked Noah if he had seen anything unusual. He replied that he hadn't seen a thing. Romelia told them to wait, while she went to fetch the guild master and hurried off. Kurta remarked that Romelia's restlessness might get her into trouble, prompting Noah to ask if Romelia was always like that. Kurta conceded that she was indeed often that way but playfully touched Noah's face, telling him to forget about it. Noah moved away from her hand, asking what was wrong with her. Kurta, with a hint of amusement, told him not to be so evasive and questioned if he was afraid of her. Noah admitted he was indeed afraid of what she might do. Kurta then placed her hands on Noah's shoulders and simply explained that she wanted to throw him a party. Confused, Noah asked what kind of party she meant. Meanwhile, in Noah's hometown, his sisters were gathered around a table for a meeting, with one chair conspicuously empty. Elia, visibly upset, voiced her frustration over Noah's departure. She turned to Seal, questioning why she hadn't used her magic to stop him. Seal explained that using magic in that way could have backfired and put Noah's safety at risk. Elia reiterated that their responsibility was to protect Noah. Pham intervened, suggesting that they should stop arguing. He acknowledged that Noah's decision to leave was impulsive but insisted they needed to move on and address the situation constructively. Ecclesia declined to participate in the argument, citing the family's strictness as a factor in Noah's decision to run away. Elia accused Ecclesia of falling into the church's plans, which Ecclesia admitted was partly true. The conversation shifted to discussing their parents' influence, with the sisters agreeing that while they weren't particularly close to Noah, they still wanted him to grow into a good man, just as they had hoped for themselves. Elia agreed with this sentiment, and pointed out that Ecclesia had always criticized Noah's competence. She continued, mentioning how she had provided Noah with worldly knowledge and practical skills, while Seal had trained him in magic, all without giving him a break. Despite these efforts, Noah had struggled, finding Elia's classes the most enjoyable but Liza's swordsmanship training the most challenging. When Liza heard Elia's comments, she was shocked and asked for clarification. Elia accused Liza of having beaten and bullied Noah during his training. Liza denied this, explaining that her tough approach was meant to prepare Noah for real battles out of kindness, not cruelty. Elia scoffed at Liza's justification, dismissing her theory about developing guts. Ecclesia then chimed in, questioning Liza's intelligence compared to her own. She boasted about her ability to remember the multiplication table at home, prompting Liza to challenge her, claiming she could do the same if Ecclesia quizzed her. Ecclesia asked what 9 multiplied by 3 was, but Liza struggled to come up with an answer. Elia interrupted, calling for a break in the conversation. She stressed the urgency of locating Noah as soon as possible due to the dangers he faced outside. Liza expressed confidence that Noah would be fine as long as he had his sword. Seal reassured them that she had taught Noah some magic, which should help him and ease their worries. As they considered the possibility that Noah might be operating covertly, a brief silence fell over them. Suddenly, the sisters began to imagine that Noah could be out there enjoying a lavish life filled with money, fame, and admiration from women, which made them wonder if he was truly relishing his newfound independence. The sisters, struck by the sudden realization of Noah's potential new life, were thrown into a state of shock and panic. Elia, however, asserted with determination that only she was permitted to be by Noah's side. Pham speculated that Noah might have a girlfriend, which could be keeping him busy. Ecclesia, however, refused to accept this notion. Liza, reflecting on her actions, wondered how Noah had dared to leave. Seal emphasized the urgency of their situation, prompting Liza to abruptly leave the room. Elia suggested they first find Liza and then reconvene to make further plans. The sisters agreed, prioritizing the search for Liza before regrouping. Meanwhile, Noah found himself in the guild's storage room. Romelia approached him, inquiring about his presence there. Noah brushed off the question, feeling an inexplicable chill. Romelia noticed the monster Noah had brought in and congratulated him, revealing that it was worth 180,000 gold. She handed him the check and casually asked if he was okay with how things had transpired. Confused, Noah asked for clarification. Romelia explained that she was referring to his adventurer rank. Noah reassured her that starting at D rank was sufficient for him, and that he planned to climb the ranks quickly. The conversation then shifted to Romelia suggesting that Noah team up with Kurta. Noah declined, admitting that he had considered it but felt uncomfortable with the idea. He explained that as a rookie, he might struggle and that Kurta's presence reminded him too much of his sisters, adding to his discomfort. Romelia, sensing an opportunity, called out to Noah. When he asked what she meant, she explained that Kurta was not only one of the best in the Raja branch guild but also had an impressive physique. Noah blushed, confused by her comment. Ramelia clarified that she was suggesting a partnership between him and Kurta could lead to something more, a common understanding in such situations. Noah insisted that it wasn't possible for him, and that he didn't like Kurta. Just then, Kurta arrived, inquiring about the conversation. Realizing it was Kurta, Noah blurted out that his reluctance was due to her having mocked him before their fight. Kurta, taken aback, promptly apologized for underestimating him and renewed her invitation for him to join her party. Noah declined once more and asked what they were doing there. Kurta explained that they were gathering information. She mentioned to Ramelia that she had heard of a sighting of the undead, and Ramelia confirmed this, promising to provide more details later. Kurta inquired further about the undead, and Ramelia clarified that the matter was related to Kurta's ongoing pursuits. Noah asked Kurta what she was pursuing, prompting Ramelia to hesitate before mentioning it had to do with finding a strong companion. Abruptly, she apologized to Noah, saying she had spoken out of turn and asked him to pretend he hadn't heard anything. Noah agreed to keep quiet, and Ramelia thought to herself about Kurta's warning to not reveal too much. She noted that Noah seemed different from other adventurers, having discussed many topics with him. Though she generally wasn't socially awkward, she occasionally showed a more vulnerable side. Ramelia felt it was time to make it clear to Kurta that Noah was not interested in joining her party. She considered that Kurta was highly respected and sought after in the guild, yet she had been consistently turned down by a rookie. Ramelia wondered what other adventurers might think of this situation, and Noah pondered that it could cause jealousy among them. Ramelia agreed and suggested Noah keep a low profile for a while. Noah then expressed interest in taking a request from the city. Ramelia questioned whether he was certain, as city requests often involved mundane chores. Noah explained that he had enough money and wanted to get to know the people of the city. He believed that doing such tasks would help him build a good reputation. Ramelia agreed there were plenty of city requests available and presented one option, cleaning up the church's yard for 8,000 gold. Noah decided it sounded like a good start and accepted the quest. Meanwhile, in the shadowy depths of the city sewers, something malevolent was unfolding. A figure, cloaked in darkness, was performing a complex and ominous magical ritual over a lifeless body. Frustration etched across their face. They muttered their dissatisfaction, lamenting that the experiment hadn't yielded the desired results. Despite this, they conceded that the experiment wasn't a total failure. As the figure walked away from the body, it began to stir and stand on its own, animated by the dark magic. The figure, still hidden in shadows, remarked on the effort it had taken to sow seeds of hatred throughout the city. Noah, under the alias Seek, introduced himself and reflected on his recent task, cleaning a church graveyard. He had employed magic to ensure every inch was spotless, leaving the area pristine. As he completed this task, Ria, a woman from the church, approached him with an additional request. She needed someone to investigate an underground waterway emitting hazardous miasma. Using his sanctuary spell, Noah prepared to tackle the new challenge with 3 companions. Ria was impressed by Noah's light magic, noting how rare it was to see such spells outside the church. His second companion, Loga, reassured everyone that the miasma was not a significant concern. However, the third companion, Nino, was skeptical and threatened Noah with her blade if he proved to be useless. Noah, puzzled by her hostility, assured her that he had infused a substantial amount of mana into his spell and was confident it would keep the miasma at bay for a while. Despite Noah's confidence, Nino remained distrustful of a D-rank adventurer using magic. Ria defended Noah, highlighting his competence and knowledge. She pointed out that he had efficiently cleaned the entire church graveyard in just one day, which left Nino astonished by the scale of the task Noah had accomplished. Noah took the opportunity to explain that he had used the light spell Blanche, an exorcism spell designed to deal with undead, on every grave in the churchyard. This revelation left Nino momentarily stunned. Ria quickly added that such proficiency with light magic was rare, even within the Holy Cross Church, and suggested that Noah might be an expert in this field. Noah reflected that his older sister, Fam, had taught him these spells, highlighting his deep family ties to magic. Nino, however, remained unimpressed and insisted she still didn't like Noah despite just meeting him. Loga, trying to ease the tension, suggested that Nino's hostility might be due to jealousy. He revealed that he had admired Kurta for a long time and had requested to join her party several times, only to be turned down. Loga speculated that Nino's annoyance stemmed from Kurta's recent attention toward Noah. Nino, clearly agitated, advised everyone to relax and assured them she would perform her duties professionally. Loga retorted that Nino was behaving childishly, which only angered her more. In retaliation, Nino brought up an incident from a few months ago when Loga had been rejected by a receptionist and had been visibly upset about it. Loga, clearly uncomfortable with the reminder, urged Nino not to dwell on the past. Ria, sensing the escalating tension, stepped in to suggest that they focus on their investigation. Noah's eyes lingered on the sturdy gate before them. Ria broke the silence, explaining that the area had once served as a base for a notorious criminal group. The criminals had been formidable, and their intimidating presence made it difficult for patrols to operate effectively. By the time the authorities realized the threat, the miasma had already begun to settle in. Noah assessed the miasma, noting its severity. He asked Rhea if she thought the source might be monsters. Rhea agreed but mentioned that the volume of the miasma was unusually high. Just then, Noah noticed something unusual within the miasma and warned the group to be on high alert. Nino, however, glanced dismissively at the miasma and said there was nothing to worry about. Her skepticism was quickly proven unfounded as a ghoul emerged from the miasma and lunged at them, initiating the battle. Loga quickly realizes they're walking into an ambush, but he doesn't notice the ghoul crawling right above him. The ghoul drops down, mouth wide open, ready to devour him. Luckily, Nino steps in and slices it in half just in time. The top half of the ghoul lands right on Loga's shield, and he groans, telling Nino not to take them out directly above him. Nino just shrugs it off and tells him to move forward, to which Loga, a bit exasperated, replies that he knows. He charges ahead, smashing through more ghouls like they're nothing. Meanwhile, Noah, who's also busy slaying ghouls, can't help but be impressed by Loga's strength. They're so in sync that Noah wonders if Loga and Nino are siblings. After the ghouls are defeated, Rhea checks if anyone is hurt. Loga, thankful for Noah's earlier warning, reports that everyone is fine. Nino confirms that there are no more ghouls, and then turns to Noah, complimenting him for noticing the enemies before she did, even though she's a ninja. Noah, completely baffled, has no idea what a ninja is. Apparently, they're warriors from the east, masters of stealth, but Noah has never seen one before. As he's lost in thought, Nino snaps at him, asking if he's even paying attention. Startled, he responds that sensing the presence of enemies is just a basic skill, nothing special. Nino, now confused, explains that detecting a foe you can't see is actually a pretty advanced technique, making her wonder if he's just messing with her. Noah laughs awkwardly, remembering how his older sister Liza used to drill it into him that a true swordsman should be able to sense hostility even with their eyes closed. While they catch their breath, Rhea starts to get suspicious. It's not normal for ghouls to ambush people. They're usually too dumb for that. Loga agrees, saying it's the first time he's ever been attacked from above by one. This makes Rhea wonder if someone is behind these attacks. As they keep moving, Noah comments that the miasma is getting thicker. Rhea points out that they ventured pretty far in already. Noah offers to cast Sanctuary again once they're deeper inside, and Loga agrees, calling Nino over. Suddenly, something whizzes past Nino's foot. She glances down to see a piece of paper. Before she can react, it shoots forward and wraps tightly around her, leaving her completely immobilized. The group is stunned, and an ominous feeling fills the air. Out of nowhere, a massive dragon zombie rises from the water and growls at them. Loga instantly recognizes it as a dragon zombie and wonders what a disaster-class monster is doing here. The beast lets out a deafening roar and charges at Nino, who freezes in terror. Fortunately, Noah jumps into action, attacking the dragon zombie and slashing through the paper binding Nino. She falls, and Loga catches her just in time. But the dragon zombie isn't done yet. It launches more paper at them, but Noah counters with multiple slashes, cutting it all to shreds. However, in the process, he gets a cut on his face. Wiping the blood away, Noah glares at the creature before charging straight at it. The dragon zombie sends more paper his way, but Noah uses it to propel himself higher. He swings his sword at the beast's back, only to realize his strike barely leaves a mark. The dragon zombie is way tougher than he expected. More paper flies toward him, but Noah twists his body midair, slicing through it. He quickly understands that just attacking won't work. He needs more power. The problem? His sword might not survive if he pushes it too far. Remembering his sister Liza's advice about taking care of one's weapon, because a sword is a swordsman's soul, he hesitates for a moment. Nino, sensing the danger, calls out, suggesting they run down the corridor since the dragon zombie wouldn't be able to follow them through such a narrow passage. However, when they glance at the corridor, it's swarming with ghouls. Loga quickly realizes this might have been a trap all along. But before they can react, a loud growl echoes, and the dragon zombie appears right in front of them. They freeze in fear and sighs, apologizing to his sister in his mind, knowing his sword might break soon. Then, he focuses, his body tensing up, and suddenly releases a powerful aura. Rhea, Nino, and even Loga himself are surprised at the intensity of it, wondering what's so special about this newfound aura. The zombie dragon slowly shapes all its magical stings of paper into a drill-like form. Noah, gripping his sword, closes his eyes and channels his energy, bracing for the upcoming attack. As the dragon launches the paper drill at him, Noah counters with a powerful flying slash. The sheer force of his attack splits the drill in half and lands a direct hit on the dragon zombie, exposing its core. Feeling a sense of relief that his slash did some damage, Noah gets ready for a direct strike. However, to his shock, his sword cracks and shatters into pieces from the force he used. He's stunned, realizing his sword couldn't handle the pressure. On top of that, he dreads the scolding he's sure to get from his big sister, Liza, for breaking it. Noah's attention shifts as he notices the wound on the dragon zombie starting to heal. Rhea yells to him that the demon core inside the dragon zombie enables it to regenerate. Just then, the dragon zombie turns, gathering energy for an attack. Nino warns him to watch out. The dragon releases its attack, but they find refuge behind Loga. Loga reassures them that he'll protect them while he figures out how to defeat the dragon zombie. In the midst of the crisis, Nino grabs his attention and slaps him, emphasizing that they're a team and need to work together. She hands him a black mana steel kunai, her secret weapon, and tells him it's unbreakable. Loga cheers him on, urging him to protect their sister, Rhea, and to take down the dragon zombie. Noah happily agrees. When the attack subsides, Loga tells him it's his chance. Noah leaps onto the ceiling, flips, and lands on top of the dragon zombie, where he sees the core. He decides to break through the troublesome bones in one go, and with a powerful jump, he pierces through the back of the dragon zombie and safely lands on the ground. The dragon zombie crumbles into pieces, and they cheer in triumph. Loga and Rhea hug him, and Noah, relieved that everyone is unharmed, feels grateful for the victory. He returns the black mana steel kunai to Nino, praising its effectiveness in destroying the demon core. Nino, however, downplays her achievement, saying he's starting to handle it well and finds it difficult to use, which confuses Noah. She bows to him, expressing her gratitude, and Noah, flustered, insists it wasn't necessary. Nino reflects on how he exudes an unreliable aura despite his strength. When Noah calls her name in confusion, she dismisses it as nothing, leaving him puzzled. He then asks about the ghouls that were blocking their way, and Nino mentions they've disappeared. Loga speculates that someone might be targeting them, given the dragon zombie they just fought. Rhea agrees, noting that if someone can control such a powerful creature, they must be a formidable wizard. She suggests they leave and resume their original task of investigating the miasma in the waterway. Loga concurs, noting that the request should have been A rank or higher and suggests they return after collecting the necessary materials. They all agree, looks sadly at his broken sword. He tries to cheer Noah up, promising to introduce him to a great blacksmith soon. As they leave, unaware, a snake with a mark on its forehead watches them from the shadows. In the Windstar Kingdom, a crowd has gathered, buzzing with excitement. Liza, observing the mechanical golem in front of her, muses that it's been a while since she was last summoned. She suspects they want to test her again. The king, with a hint of doubt, tells Liza that he doesn't think she'll triumph as easily this time. Liza, ever confident, assures him she's ready to fight whenever and whoever he wants. Standing next to the king is Magrave, who urges the king to reconsider. He reveals that the golem, named Argos, is no ordinary machine. It's an ancient artifact unearthed from a forgotten ruin and even comes equipped with a relic weapon, a Gatling gun. Magrave is concerned that, despite Liza's prowess as a sword master, Argos could easily overpower her. But the king remains unfazed. Liza stretches and encourages the king to give it his all, claiming she'll deflect every attack. Her confidence impresses the king. She then makes a request. If she wins, she wants some personal time. When the king asks if she's simply looking for a break, she clarifies that she needs to search for his missing brother. The king, visibly worried, agrees to her request. He then instructs Magrave, who reluctantly acknowledges that he won't be held responsible for any consequences. The golem activates and locks onto Liza. As it gears up, Liza reflects on why Noah, his brother, vanished. She recalls their vow to protect each other after their parents' death. The Gatling gun starts to spin, and Liza, determined, draws her sword. The barrage of bullets comes at her, but she skillfully deflects them all. With a burst of speed, Liza advances, gripping her sword tightly. She unleashes her flying slash, the quadruple flash skill, slicing through Argos with precision. The golem disintegrates into pieces, leaving Magrave in shock and the king in awe. Liza walks past the king, reminding him of her promise. She declares that, as agreed, she will now take time off to search for his brother. In the border city of Lodja, everyone was relieved that the dragon zombie extermination was finally over. Rhea suggested it was time to take a break, and Loga was pleased not only with the completion of their mission but also with the extra hush money they were receiving on top of their material exchange payment. It seemed clear that Noah's reputation as a fearsome fighter was well deserved. As they were about to leave, Noah approached and admitted he thought he'd received too large a cut of the reward. Loga reassured him that he deserved every bit of it, and Nino added that Noah had essentially taken down the dragon zombie all on his own. Nino then mentioned that, as a B-rank adventurer, she wasn't exactly hurting for money. Noah guessed that B-rank requests must pay well. Loga then whispered to Noah to make sure he wasn't late the next day because he was planning to take him somewhere special. Noah agreed, but when he asked if they were going somewhere other than the blacksmith, Loga told him to keep quiet and that he would find out tomorrow. Nino noticed their conversation and grew suspicious, wondering if Loga had something not entirely good planned. The next day at the park, Loga was waiting for Noah. When Noah spotted him, he called out, but he was surprised to see Nino there as well. Nino told them to go ahead, and when Loga asked why she was there, she glared and informed him that he had been planning to take Noah to Water Street. Noah asked what Water Street was, and Nino explained that it was known as Brothel Street, a place frequented by older women, which left Noah stunned. Loga defended his plan by saying that adventurers should spend their hard-earned money and that it was a perfect spot to celebrate completing a big job. Nino admitted that she couldn't argue with that logic. Noah, however, was worried about what his older sisters would think of such a place, revealing that he had 5 intimidating big sisters back home. Loga, now terrified, asked if they were really that scary, and Noah confirmed that they were. He then suggested they forget about Water Street and head to the blacksmith instead. As they walked through the bustling area, Noah commented on how lively it was. Loga explained that there were around 100 workshops in the area, and since Lodja was at the center of the continent, many adventurers and artisans gathered there. Nino added that the city was a hub for materials flowing from the bordering forest, which naturally attracted many artisans. Loga also mentioned a nearby dwarf country, which intrigued Noah since he had never met a dwarf before. Loga laughed and said that the artisan they were about to meet was indeed a dwarf. When they arrived at the workshop, Noah was amazed at its size, but Loga pointed to the smaller building next door, reassuring them that despite its appearance, the dwarf there was a top-tier smith. Nino asked why Loga had kept such an impressive artisan a secret, and he said there was a good reason they'd understand once they met him. As they opened the door, they were hit by the intense heat and the rhythmic sound of a hammer striking metal. The blacksmith, Barg, gave them a skeptical look. Loga greeted Barg and commented on the sweltering heat of his workshop. Barg greeted Loga and asked who his companions were. Loga introduced Noah and Nino, and Barg immediately took notice of Noah, calling him Rangy, which surprised Noah. Loga explained that Noah had done a remarkable job, but Barg was skeptical until he learned that Noah had indeed slayed a dragon zombie solo. Barg was astonished and, after sniffing Noah, proclaimed that he believed the tale because Noah had an impressive physique. This left Noah puzzled, especially when Barg humorously ordered him to strip, which left Noah utterly flabbergasted. Later, Noah felt pretty embarrassed when Loga called out to him, teasing him with the nickname Mr. Treasure of Muscle Town. Noah pouted and asked him not to call him that. Loga found it hilarious, especially since he was poking fun at someone who was so focused on muscles. He then complimented Noah's impressive physique and asked about his training routine. Noah explained that his training mostly consisted of regular sword swings and other exercises. However, his big sister Femme had briefly supervised his practice. Whenever he ended up bruised and battered, Femme would use her rapid healing spells repeatedly, which probably helped his muscles develop. Nino chimed in with a laugh, saying this is why Noah got a sword that was more amazing than her kunai. When Noah questioned why she was laughing, she simply said she was sneezing, though it sounded nothing like a sneeze to him. She kept teasing him, much to his frustration. Loga suggested they head to the guild, and as they walked, Noah wondered if it was okay for him to drag them into this, given the request Barg had posted. Barg had mentioned that the request involved polishing a blade and gathering Roctatus shells, describing the sword as his masterpiece. Noah pointed out that once he completed the request, Barg would recognize him as the master of that sword. He assured them that the request was for him specifically and that they weren't obligated to join. Loga reassured Noah that being an adventurer meant helping each other out without making a fuss. Nino added that B rank was required for requests involving Roctatoises, and since it was through the guild, they'd need to make sure he was grateful. Later, at the Adventurer Guild Lodja branch, Lamelia confirmed that all the paperwork was in order and that their party was officially formed. Noah asked if something good had happened, and she wondered how he could tell. Lamelia explained that she had finally completed his last request follow-up and was looking forward to a good night's sleep after barely sleeping for the last 3 days. Noah thanked her for her hard work and quietly asked if she was referring to the dragon zombie incident. Lamelia confirmed this, adding that their top A rankers were wrapping things up and investigating the underground waterways. Suddenly, Kulta appeared, surprising both Noah and Lamelia. She naturally joined the conversation, causing Noah to watch as Nino called out to her. As Kulta turned to see who was approaching, she was greeted with an enthusiastic hug from Nino, who then playfully shoved Noah aside. Kulta returned the hug and confirmed to Nino that she was indeed being sent out to investigate. Nino, sensing something unsettling in the area, warned Kulta to be cautious. This made Noah recall that Nino has always looked up to Kulta. Kulta thanked Nino and reassured her that there was no need to worry. Nino agreed, convinced that Kulta was practically invincible. Meanwhile, Loga came over, grabbed Nino from behind, and began pulling her away, mentioning that her form had some mistakes. Kulta then smiled at Noah and remarked that she seemed destined to encounter the undead. Noah, curious, asked what she meant by fated and if something from her past made her feel this way. Colta looked puzzled and sadly admitted that she had a story similar to many others. A little girl's homeland was destroyed by demons, leading her to become an adventurer seeking revenge. When Noah asked if this girl was her, Colta asked him not to feel sorry for her, believing she didn't deserve sympathy. This left Noah confused. Colta confessed that she had initially tried to recruit him to join her and act as bait in her quest for revenge. However, she realized she didn't need him to find a lead and perhaps had been right to let him be. She bid him farewell, and he watched her quietly for a moment before calling out to give her something, a protection charm, a demon core infused with light magic that should offer some defense against miasma. Just as Colta was about to accept the charm, Nino appeared, commenting on how nice the item was before quickly grabbing it. She muttered a spell into the charm and then handed it back to Colta, advising her to be careful. Loga asked Nino what kind of spell she had cast, but Nino told him to be quiet. Colta assured Loga that Nino wouldn't harm her. Before leaving, Colta called out to Noah, inviting him to dinner once she had resolved her mission. He said he looked forward to it, and she smiled as she said her goodbyes. Noah hoped for an uneventful investigation, while Nino was confident that Colta would be just fine. Loga, observing their expressions, patted them on the back and reminded them that worrying about others wouldn't be productive and that they should head out. In the Pantanal Great Wetlands, a colossal monster tortoise named Roctatus is busy munching on a skeleton. Noah, hiding behind a rock, can hardly believe how enormous it is. Loga explains that Roctatoises are known as the swordsman's nightmare because they're so massive that physical attacks barely affect them, and they're resistant to magic too. Curious about how to defeat such a beast, Noah asks Loga for advice. Loga suggests targeting the weak spots on its neck. Noah readies his sword, thinking about how it's going to face its first big challenge. Loga warns him that Roctatoises are still tough opponents, and Noah is eager to test his brand new sword. He recalls Barg's description of meteor iron, a giant rock over 5 meters wide, compacted and heated to create a blade that's nearly indestructible. Barg had boasted about its exceptional sharpness and durability, claiming it would withstand even a dragon's stomp. Noah is confident that these qualities will be more than enough to handle the tortoise. Though he's impressed by the sword's quality, he remembers Barg mentioning its main drawback, its heaviness. Still, the weight suits him just fine, and despite the steep price, it's worth every penny. Nino and Loga are surprised when Noah doesn't immediately go for the neck. Loga advises not to let their guard down, as Roctatoises are usually found in packs. When Nino questions why there are so many, she explains that wild monsters can instinctively sense their opponent's strength, and it's Noah's fault they're attracting so many. As they prepare for the battle, Loga laughs, saying that even monsters recognize Noah's strength, and they have no choice but to fight them all. Loga plans for him and Nino to distract the monsters while Noah looks for an opportunity to strike. Nino warns Noah that the wetlands are tricky, with some areas being bottomless and inhabited by a high-level Roctatus variant. Just then, the monsters all turn their heads, revealing a new threat, a Magmatus variant, even more formidable than the others. Noah quickly charges at the Magmatus, delivering a flying slash that lands squarely on its face. Unfortunately, the attack has no effect, and the Magmatus glares back, surprising Noah. In retaliation, the Magmatus spews hot smoke, but Loga jumps in to shield Noah. Noah realizes that long-range attacks are ineffective and tells Loga as much. Loga admits he thought the Magmatus shells would be softer, hoping his attack would work, but clearly it didn't. As the Roctatoises close in, Noah considers moving in for a direct attack, but Loga advises against it due to the poor footing in the marsh. He explains that the Magmatus has similar brute strength to a Roctatoise but emits intense heat from its head and body, which can seriously burn anyone nearby. Just as Noah is about to ask more, a Roctatoise lunges to bite him. Luckily, a shuriken flies in, hitting the monster in the eye, followed by a quick slash that takes out the Roctatoise. They land safely, and Nino explains that Magmatoses lack the magic resistance that Roctatoises have and are also slow, making them vulnerable to offensive magic. However, since none of them are wizards, casting magic effectively is a challenge. Nino then asks Loga what their next move will be. Meanwhile, Noah is thinking about Barg and the concept of mana absorption, which is the sword's third and greatest special characteristic. This unique quality allows the sword to absorb and store mana from spells. Noah remembers Barg's advice that the sword can cut through spells he can't dodge and absorb their effects, but it can absorb an unlimited amount of mana, which will eventually need to be released. Noah had asked Barg if he needed to absorb mana in advance to use the sword for casting magic. Barg confirmed this but cautioned against it. He told Noah that people who aim to become spell swords, dedicating their lives to mastering both swordsmanship and magic, often end up mediocre in both areas. As a result, no spell sword is truly effective in either discipline. Noah comes up with a plan that grabs everyone's attention. He wants to try imbuing mana into his flying slash. It's his first time attempting this, and he knows it could be a bit of a mess. But if he can pull it off, it should work on the Magnetis. Noah asks the others to buy him some time, hoping they can cover him while he works on it. Loga, grinning, promises to handle the Roctotoises, and Nino has a strategy of her own to draw the Magnetis' attention. Before things get started, Nino warns Noah that he's using them as bait, and if his plan doesn't go perfectly, she'll run him through with her blade. With that settled, they jump into battle. Noah focuses on gathering mana in his body and channels it into his sword. When he releases the mana, the sword emits an icy blast. The Magnetis notices the attack, and Nino seizes the moment to throw a dagger, taunting the creature. The dagger hits the Magnetis in the eye, and she catches it as it returns. The Magnetis charges at Nino, but its foot sinks into a bottomless part of the marsh. Nino manages to evade the attack while Noah sees the monster struggling to escape. Nino signals that it's Noah's turn. He quickly performs his ice slash, a single, powerful stroke. To their surprise, the Magnetis begins to crack and crumble into pieces. After defeating all the monsters, the group settles down, pleased with their victory. Nino is astonished by Noah's ability to create a magic sword and tells him he's amazing. Noah, taken aback by the compliment, asks if she really meant it. Nino backtracks, saying she didn't actually mean it, but Loga chimes in, saying he's acknowledged Noah's skills for a while. Noah appreciates the compliment and thinks they make a great team, causing both Loga and Nino to blush. He then mentions that they've slain a lot of monsters and suggests they should celebrate with a stroll down Water Street. Nino scolds him for always being low on cash, hinting at his habit of spending too much. Later in Lodja, Nino and Loga are walking in front of the guild when Nino brings up the idea of an advancement test. She points out that he's achieved more than enough at his current rank. Loga responds that he doesn't think he's eligible yet, since he needs to complete one more request. Lamelia had explained to him how the request system works and also the details about rank advancement. As Loga is about to reassure him that he'll pass easily, they notice a crowd gathered in front of the guild. Suddenly, they hear a call and see Sister Ria from the church, trembling with urgency. She tells them there's a huge problem. Nino advises her to calm down and take a deep breath. Ria explains that there are more undead rising from the church graveyard. On top of that, there's a terrible rumbling coming from the underground waterway beneath the church. Ria has already petitioned the guild for an emergency request to help evacuate the people around the church. Nino is taken aback, especially since Kulta was supposed to be in the underground waterway. Noah agrees to report to the guild, but before they can do much, the ground suddenly shakes, and a loud explosion erupts in the distance. Ria points out that the church is in that direction, catching Noah's attention. He gets a bad feeling about it, tells Ria to get inside, and quickly calls Loga and Nino. They immediately grasp the severity of the situation. When they reach the church graveyard, they are shocked to find a massive hole in the ground. A large number of undead are crawling out of it, and Noah notices the miasma as well. He instructs everyone to back away because he's going to use his skill. But before he can act, something quickly flies out of the hole. To their astonishment, they see a sorcerer holding an unconscious and captive Kulta. Later, in the Lodja Adventurers Guild Master's office, the team reported to Avelt that an unknown monster had swooped in and flown away with Kulta. They had tried to intervene but were unable to stop it from escaping. Avelt reassured them that the most important thing was that they were unharmed. He speculated that they were dealing with a demon, which is a different and far more dangerous beast compared to regular monsters. Demons are highly intelligent, wicked, and incredibly powerful. Avelt suspected that the demon's base was under the church, possibly linked to research on undead creatures. This research could explain the miasma and the undead rising around the church. Noah wondered if the dragon zombie was there to guard the base. Shrine, an A-rank adventurer and search operations captain, questioned why the demon had taken Kulta hostage if it was so fearsome. After all, if it wanted to, the demon could have wiped them all out. Avelt speculated that Kulta might have been the demon's primary target and asked Shrine if there were any necromancy tools at the base, to which Shrine confirmed. While they discussed this, Nino, shaking with anger, slammed her hand on the table and demanded immediate action to rescue Kulta. She was frustrated by the seemingly slow pace of their discussion. Avelt, clearly exasperated, explained that they couldn't just rush in because their enemy was an unknown necromancer. Even sending a large group could lead to more casualties, which might then be turned into undead that they would have to fight as well. They needed someone with power surpassing even an S-rank adventurer to ensure they could defeat the foe. Nino insisted that Avelt call this powerful person right away, but Avelt explained that they had already reached out for help. The person they needed was dealing with personal issues and couldn't assist at the moment. It was then revealed that this person was Liza, the sword master who reigned supreme among thousands of swordsmen on the continent. Noah was shocked to learn that the person they were talking about was his own big sister, Liza. Nino, determined to act, decided she would go after Kulta herself. Loga tried to stop her, warning that it could be a death sentence, and Yveltal agreed. But Nino revealed she knew Kulta's location because she had placed a tracking spell on the protective charm Noah had given her. Kulta was northeast of Lodja, in the Wicked Spirit Forest. Noah and Loga teased Nino, but she defended her tracking spell, blushing slightly. She lamented that without Kulta, her purpose as an adventurer would be pointless. She said her goodbyes, and Noah, realizing how important Kulta was to her, offered to accompany her. Nino was surprised by his offer, and Noah, with a smile, mentioned that Kulta had promised him a dinner. Nino was touched by his gesture, while Loga worried that Noah might be in serious danger this time.
As Noah said to Nino that he understood the importance of Kulta in her life. So that's why Noah said that he will come with Nino. Hearing that, she was stunned and kept on looking at Noah in a state of shock. After that, Noah further goes on to say Kulta promised to give him a dinner treat, so that's why Noah will go with her. After saying this, Noah and Nino were about to leave the place. Then suddenly, Yveltal stops them from behind and tells them that they are not finished talking yet, and that there is a lot that they need to discuss at this point of time. Then Yveltal gave him a dagger, and then he said that if Noah shows the dagger to the showmaster Ryza with the family crest, Yveltal is certain that she will drop whatever she is doing and come. This is if she comes, she will resolve everything. Following that, we see Yveltal was about to say something, then all of a sudden he stopped. Afterward, he said that he won't inquire about anything now, and that, as their expectation, Yveltal will give them permission to go demon hunting and save Kulta. However, then again he said if they think that it isn't possible for them to accomplish the mission, then they should retreat as soon as possible. To which we see all of them agreed. Then next up we see a glimpse of Wicked Spirit Forest. There Noah said that he didn't think that he would expose his own location. At the same time, Noah was thinking that he is now most certain that his big sister Ryza will show up in no time once she sees the knife. Although, he was thinking that it might take a few days for Noah's elder sister to get to the place that he is at right now, from their hometown Windstar. And even though he did all of these things to convince Guidemaster Yveltal to let them go, but they will have to finish this before his big sister Ryza finds out and finds him, or else he will say goodbye to them. Moments after, we see Nino along with Loga thanked Noah for the other day, and she further goes on to say that the knife was an important trump card of his. After that, she promised Noah that she would pay him back. Hearing that, Noah said that she doesn't have to worry about that. He then said Noah said they now should be talking to Loga instead, since he actually didn't need to come with them. To which Loga then said he actually kind of like a guardian to Nino, so that's why he is coming with them. Hearing this, Nino said Loga is just an annoying tie that she can't cut. An annoyed Loga then said Nino should show some gratitude towards him, if she can. Following that, Loga then said they now should be thinking about their enemy. Afterward, he further goes on to say that their form is a demon that controls the undead, and that Sister Rhea gave him this holy water before she left, and said this water will help. She then asked Loga to keep it with him. Hearing this, Nino said that it was actually very kind of Sister Rhea to give them such a valuable thing. Noah, on the other hand, was thinking that if that thing is as valuable as they were saying. As he was thinking this, Loga then asked Nino the way that they were heading towards, if that was the right way. In response to his question, Nino then said that she is most certain that this was indeed the right way. Afterward, she further goes on to say that it should be a straight path from their mansion, and it is supposed to be in the middle of the forest. Therefore, they shouldn't be lost. Loga, on the other hand, said it seems to him that they haven't come any closer to the destination. Following that, Loga had a weird thought that, if this all could be a trap. Hearing this, Nino said she actually doesn't think so. But since he had a doubt, Nino said that she will now check it with her breaker eyes. Following that, we get to know that breaker eyes are a ninja technique to get through traps along the way. As they were saying all these things, we saw that they were standing in front of a tree. Then all of a sudden, the tree started to transform into a demon, which actually astonished them to their core. Noah then asked everyone there to watch out. Moments later, we see that this tree-type monster captured Nino in its branches, and we see that she is in the air, screaming for help. Noah and Loga then tried to get near Nino, but to their astonishment, they couldn't. Noah then said that he understood they can't get closer to her because of Trents. Then Noah also said that the monsters are changing the path of the forest to mislead them. Since there is not an illusion, that's why Nino couldn't see them through the breaker eyes, just like the zombie dragons. Nino, on the other hand, was stunned that though she cut the branches, she was getting tied up by them again and again. But after a while, Nino managed to cut the branches. Seeing this, Loga then told her to hurry up and stand back to back them. Following that, Loga further goes on to say that they know the trick, and that it would be easy to deal with them. He then says that they will burst through them so that they couldn't block their way. They then started to cut through the branches strategically, and moments later we can see that they're through them. Therefore, now they can see their way clearly, and now it's showtime for them. Then, as they were very near to their destination, they saw some undead dogs, who were standing in their way. Noah then said since these dogs are here, so if that means that the demon is in this mansion. Following that, they saw two massive monster guards with swords, and they were standing in the gateway. Meanwhile, Nino looked towards her back and saw the tree monsters were also coming behind them. Seeing this, she said that it seems to her that they planned to impede them. Loga then told Nino and Noah that they should leave these monsters to him, and Nino and go ahead. And, if he had to guess, more undeads are gonna show up in no time. So, in that case, if they all have to fight them, then it will never end. Therefore, he should go ahead. Nino then said, if they take out the necromancer, then they should all stop moving. Nino then further goes on to say that if they all caught up here, they won't be able to save Big Sister Kulta. So now, before they close in, she reckons they should start attacking them. Noah then said he will go for it now. But Noah also asked Nino and Loga not to push themselves too much. Then like this, with just one swing of Noah's sword, he almost cleared every monster there, and went ahead. Then Loga asked Nino if they should just test how good the high-grade holy water is, and went on to attack the other monsters. On the other hand, we see Noah entered the wicked sprite old mansion, and upon entering there, he heard a voice welcoming him in. Then the voice said well done to him for reaching here. Then Noah saw someone standing in front of him. Following that, he asked that person that where was Kulta. In response to his question, the person said that there is no need to yell, and that he will meet her soon. Then all of a sudden he saw Kulta wrapped by snakes. Seeing this, Noah was stunned to see this visual. Following that, Noah asked that person that what did that person had done to Kulta. In response to what he had asked, that person said that person has turned her into an experiment for necromancy. So, that person had forced a number of souls to possess her living body, and that his experiment is going really well. Noah then asked him that what does he meant by that. Following that, he says using her strong emotions as a catalyst, he had managed to do something which is quite impossible, and that though she is alive, she is now the same as undead. He then further goes on to say that, with her tenacious body and regeneration abilities, that guy says he is really thankful to her. That guy then again says that Kulta's hatred towards him for slaughtering her family and people, and at the same time her vow for vengeance. He then further goes on to say Kulta's strong emotions and psychical abilities makes her a great vassal for possession. So, he now can say that his experiment is a success. Hearing this, Noah was overwhelmed with anger, so he said that he is a freaking monster. But, to his astonishment, the guy started laughing. Seeing this, an angry Noah asked him why he's laughing, and what is so funny here. In his reply, the guy asked Noah to ignore it because he was just recalling something. Following that, he says Kulta lost to him after she'd been chasing him for so long, and her face as he turned her into an undead was simply a masterpiece. Hearing that, Noah was absolutely furious, and said that he can't let him go alive, and started to attack him with his sword. But here we can see that his sword was stopped, and it was stopped by none other than Kulta's sword. Following that, the guy says that right now he has the power of the tremendous soul that he has gathered over the past few years, and that even though Noah has defeated the dragon zombies, but the guy is sure that he can't defeat Kulta. Then we see she came close to Noah like a flash. Seeing this, Noah was absolutely flabbergasted by her speed. Moments later, she started attacking Noah with some lightning-fast blows. There we see Noah started blocking these blows. After a while, Noah said to himself that despite giving his everything, he is not being able to keep up with her. Then, we see Noah did some sign with her hands, and by doing so he has been able to create a shield to block her. Seeing this, the guy said that he is amazed to see that Noah can use exorcism spells as well. Noah then said, balance can exorcise all of the bad spirits. So Noah did the spell on her. After that, he saw that this level of exorcism is also not enough to cure her. Following that, Noah was thinking about what he should do to free Kulta from these souls, and that he needs to figure out something quickly now. Suddenly, the guy then says that it is not impossible for him to save Kulta, if Noah can use the light magic spell La Soleil. As he said this, the guy was stunned to see that Noah was already using the spell on her. On the other hand, we get to learn that, among all of his big sister's famous spells, he was using the ultimate light spell. In this spell, people take a light sprite in their body and use it to purify everything. And the name of the spell that Noah was implying on Kulta is La Soleil, which we can see that Noah was hoping that will clear and purify Kulta's soul. Following that, we get to know that, to create the ultimate undead, it is what all necromancers dreams of. And to the demon Veljama, it is his greatest dream and aim. Without a care to the means, he experimented and experimented until he came to a method to achieve these results. It was to use Kulta, and to make lifeless spirits possess a living human. It is a spell that fuses the undead and the livings. However, this spell has a problem. We then get to know that normal humans have a strong adverse reaction to lifeless spirits, which ultimately make them lifeless. The cause is that the human body can't maintain lifeless spirits. But Veljama came up with a gruesome solution, and that solution is to select and attack a village. take life of people indiscriminately. Then, the lifeless humans will become the sprite of the lifeless. Following that, he will leave one survivor, in this case which is Kulta. Then influence them to hold hatred and seek vengeance. An avenger with a deep-seated can become a vessel who is able to endure a lifeless spirit. So, this makes it possible to transform the livings into the ultimate undead. This spell is the fruit of Valjima's brutal idea. A great success from many long years of research. However, now we are about to see that the spell is to be broken. Then, the magic happened, and seeing Kulta getting free from the lifeless sprites, Valjima was absolutely stunned and overwhelmed. There we see that Valjima started to scream that it was his undead, and that was what Noah was doing there. Then we see he asked him to stop it, and leave his undead Kulta alone. Following that, we get to see that Kulta is coming back to her normal self. After that, we see Kulta came back to her normal self, and then she fell onto the ground. Noah then came to her, and covered her with his coat as she was nude at that point of time. Following that, Noah hugged Kulta, and thinks that it is good that the exorcism worked on her and that she is back to normal. Next up, we see Noah carried Kulta to a corner. As he was doing that, Valjima was shouting from the side. There he was saying that what is wrong with Noah, and that how dare he did that. Following that, he further goes on to say that how can someone like him use a spell like La Soleil. Then again, Valjima goes on to scream that if Noah knows that how many years does it take for him to complete this spell. Following that, he again says, if Noah knows how many garbage humans do he had to set up to become vessels, just for Kulta to be the only one. Hearing this, a very angry Noah looked at Valjima, and then said, for the sake of his research, he actually took countless of people's loved ones. Then in full rage, he looks at Valjima and grinds his teeth. Then he said, if Valjima even knows the value of people's life. Hearing this, a very disturbed Valjima covered his face with his hands and then asked Noah to keep quiet and stay silent. As he said so, we see that suddenly Valjima started becoming a monster, who has many heads. Following that, Valjima transferred into a full-blown monster. Then he stood in front of Noah. After that, Valjima's monster version looked at Noah, and then said that Noah will not have to pay for his transgression in blood. Following that, we there get to see that Valjima further goes on to say that he is an inferior human and that now he will teach him a lesson. Following that, we see Valjima's monster version launched a brutal attack on Noah. And the attacks were really fast and brutal. But Noah, on the other hand, was able to dodge all these attacks by flipping and jumping out of the harm's way. Following that, we see this continued for a while, as Valjima kept on attacking Noah, and Noah on the other side was able to dodge all his vicious attacks. After a while, Noah took a few deep breaths, and then he took a second to regroup. At that point of time, Noah thinks in his head that the force behind these attacks were on par with his big sister Rise's. But then again, Noah thought he can't give up now, and with the sword that he has, he won't lose in terms of power in this fight. Noah then started to counterattack and was able to see some success during the process. Seeing this, Valjima looked at him and said that Noah is a foolish human, and he now was on his full swing. Then it was that Valjima's monster head at a point was about to bite Noah from his behind. But, lucky for him, he was able to dodge the bite. Then in return, Noah launched a flying slash with his sword. And there we see that he was able to do some damage to Valjima's monster version. After seeing this, Valjima started laughing at Noah, and then said that he is actually supposed to see that Noah is able to do some damage to him. Then, Valjima looked at Noah and then said that this was absolutely wonderful. Following that, Valjima further goes on to say that Noah is also a capable vassal. Hearing this, Noah was stunned to say the least. Afterward, Valjima says that he will give up on taking his life. But now he will capture Noah instead of taking his life, and that now Valjima will make Noah his next subject. Hearing this, Noah was absolutely disgusted. Moments later, in the fight, Valjima further goes on to say that for him it is now experiment time. Noah, on the other hand, then realized that every time his sword cuts through the monster version of Valjima, somehow he regenerated himself. So at this rate, this fight will never be finished. At the same time, Noah is getting out of his stamina and mana. After that, Noah thought that if he retreated with Kulta from there. Valjima, on the other hand, then started saying that at first he will capture and hold on to those people that Noah considers to be his dear. After that, right before Noah's eyes, Valjima will take their lives slowly one by one. Following that, Valjima further goes on to say that he will then harvest their souls. Hearing this statement, Noah was so angry that he started to put on the magic balance shield. Afterward, Noah looks at Valjima's monster version, and then says in his mind that he actually can't let Valjima win here like this. According to Noah, right now he will have to defeat Valjima's monster version anyhow. After that, we see Noah put magic on his sword, and thought that he will have to hit Valjima's monster version in a place that he actually couldn't regenerate. Following that, Noah decided to take him on at that point of time. As Noah was about to take on Valjima, we suddenly see that Kulta, who was absolutely unconscious after she was rescued from Valjima's spell, started waking up. as Kulta was slowly regaining consciousness. Kulta saw Noah in front of a huge monster, which was Valjima. But there we can see that Kulta was confused about what was happening there. Kulta was absolutely clueless about the situation there. Following that, we see that Noah starts charging towards Valjima's monster version, and as he was doing so, we can see that Noah was sprinting super fast towards Valjima, with all his might. Valjima, on the other hand, was thinking that Noah has got even faster now, but still he can dodge Noah attack with ease. Because, after all, he thinks that he can move however he wants, and that it won't be an issue for Valjima to dodge Noah's sword attack. As he was thinking all these, Noah jumps in the air with lightning-fast speed, and the only thing that was on his mind is that he will win this battle anyhow. Then all of a sudden, we see Kulta throws her sword towards Valjima's eyes, and she was successful with her attack. The sword went through Valjima's eyes. After that, Kulta screams to Noah that this was the time that he should attack him right then and there without wasting any time. Noah, on the other hand, unleashes his magic sword with light flash and single flash. Afterward, we can see that Noah cuts Valjima's face in half, and then lands on the ground. Valjima, on the other hand, was thinking about what just happened there, and that his face was hurting and burning. After that, Valjima further goes on to think that he just let his guard down for a bit and this happened to him, and that he should now just escape from there. Then we see that Noah landed on the ground safely and Valjima was defeated, and he fell on the ground too. After the fight, Noah was thinking that this was a really very close fight, and that if this fight went on for a bit longer then he thought that he might lose this fight. There we can see that Noah didn't actually have any second thoughts about this. As he was thinking all this, suddenly Kulta called him, and he looked at her. Noah asked Kulta that if he was okay, and that when did she woke up. In response to Noah's question, Kulta said that she actually woke up just now, when she saw Noah was in a pinch, and that's why Kulta said that that's when she thought about her sword. Kulta then asked Noah that in the world was going on. What is this monster? Hearing this, Noah asked Kulta that if she actually remembered any or not. To which, Kulta then said she doesn't remember anything. Following that, Kulta further goes on to ask Noah why she is half naked, and where she is at that point of time. She then started laughing, and then Kulta said that it actually seems to her that she might have caused a lot of trouble for Noah. In response to that, Noah said that that is not at all true, and that he did nothing. Kulta then held Noah by his shirt sleeve and then hugged her and thanked Noah. Then Kulta further goes on to say that Noah has now freed her family. Then again, she said that Noah is full of surprises, and hugged her tight. Following that, Noah asked Kulta that how her body was feeling. To which, Kulta responded by saying that she was actually feeling that she was lighter than normal. Then Kulta further goes on to say that she is feeling this way because of maybe the La Soleil spell. Noah then smilingly said maybe. Then Noah again said that his sister used to say that she actually used this magic spell every night for shoulder pain, and that this magic spell always worked for his sister. Kulta then said what sister? Nervous Noah then asked Kulta to forget about what he just said. As they were talking about this, suddenly Nino Loga arrived there. Upon seeing Kulta, Nino was so happy and emotional that she ran, hugged Kulta, and started crying. On the other hand, Noah was also happy to see Nino and Loga together. Nino then told Kulta that she was so glad knowing that Kulta was in the peril, and at a point she said that she was beyond uneasy for her. After that, she hugged Noah. Following that, Loga said to Noah that it seems to him that he pushed himself hard. Loga then also hugged Noah, and was really happy. As the story continues, we see that after Loga hugs Noah, and they both had an emotional breakdown for a while, they all then decided to take the remaining of the demon with them. Because, according to Logan, their bodies can be very important. Hearing this, Noah said to himself in his mind that he actually didn't know that demons' corpses can be valuable. Then, Noah further goes on to think about what people will do with the remains of the demon. Then suddenly, Noah looked at her on the floor, and was absolutely stunned to see that the head of the demon was not there. Seeing this, Loga asked Noah that way he was so surprised. To which, Noah then goes on to reply by saying that the head was not there. Then we can see that the head was floating in the air. Moments later, the castle was on fire, and as Noah and all of his mates were leaving the place, the head of the demon which was in the air started to talk to Noah. Then the demon says that he praises Noah, but he didn't care about that. After that, the demon again goes on to say that he won't be able to survive like this, so he will be taking as many people as he can take down. Hearing this, Noah got really charged up, and then he said at this point he can't do anything, so he should just enjoy his reward. Hearing this, the demon says Noah is a talented human, who has defeated him. And as he said that, we can see the demon head started transforming into a weird creature out of nowhere. Following that, he asks Noah to consume the remainder of his life. The demon then further goes on to ask him to take his powers. After that, he unleashes the demon dragon Hydra form. Seeing this, Noah and his mates were absolutely flabbergasted. Following this, a big explosion happens there. And there we see that Dragon Demon Hydra is now activated. Following that, in the next scene we see that Noah and his mates have managed to make it outside. But they knew that the Hydra is a disaster-class monster. Noah then said that the monster said he will take down as many people as he can with himself. So, according to Noah, it will try to attack Lodja. Hearing this, Kulta says that she actually doesn't think that there is much to do for them now, and that the only thing that they can do right now is that they can pray. Hearing this, Nino says that there has to be a way to get out of this situation and save themselves and the city of Lodja. Noah then says he shouldn't have let his guard down like that. He shouldn't have finished him when he had the chance. As Noah looked at the monster, he got really furious. Following that, he asked each and every of his mates that they need to run away from there as quickly as possible. Hearing this, Loga, Nino, and Kulta were absolutely stunned. Nino then asked Noah what was he saying things like this. Moments later, Noah says this so that they can go and starts evacuating the people of Lodja. And he will stay here and will fight with the demon, and that's how he can buy some time for them. Hearing this, they all said that they can't leave Noah like this here. In response to that, Noah shouted and said, then if they don't do that, then they all, including the people of Lodja, will lose their lives. Hearing this, they all were pin-drop silent and didn't say anything. Noah then goes on to say that he actually can't let that happen like this. Following that, asked them to go before the Hydra started attacking them. Hearing this, Nino looks at everyone, and then she asks Loga what he was thinking. After that, Loga decided that they will go away to the city, and Noah will take care of the monster. Then all of a sudden, Loga started running with Nino and Kulta. As he was running, he apologized to Noah for leaving him alone. But as they were going, Nino was crying at this time, because she didn't want Noah to fight alone. As they all went away, Noah looked at the monster and thought, if he uses his full strength, then also he couldn't last more than 3 minutes. But Noah thinks that that is actually long enough for his 3 mates to run away. Then he thinks that he is not seriously injured. He should give it a try to finish the monster. Besides, her big sister Ryza once told him that if he wants to become a swordsman, then he should remember this, that when he reaches his limit and can't even hold his sword, as long as he has the spirit to fight, he should never give up. And if he does so, then he will have his strength to fight. So, according to his big sister Ryza, she should carve this in his heart. Afterward, Noah screams Sprite and is about to charge at the monster. He said to the monster that he will take him on now. As he was about to take him on, Noah heard a voice that said he should look at that as well to Noah. Noah was flabbergasted to hear this voice. Then an explosion happened and someone flew and took the monster on. And as he looks at the person, he saw that it was none other than his big sister, who taught him everything that he knows about swordsmanship. It was big sister Ryza, who came to rescue Noah from the monster. Following that, we see Noah's big sister Ryza has just arrived and demolished the Hydra monster. And the place exploded really hard. Then out comes Noah's sister Ryza, and seeing her, Noah was really happy to see her. After that, she came out of there and said to Noah that she was expecting that maybe this monster would be hard to take on. But she was surprised that it actually turned out to be easy, and it was just a giant snake. Then she asks Noah to go home with her. Hearing this, Noah got really upset and there, because he will now have to go home with his sister. On top of that, he says that her sister was scarier than the Hydra monster. Then in his heart, he apologizes to Loga, Kulta, and Nino that he is leaving without saying. Then Noah's sister came up to him, looked him in the eyes, and then asked him that if Noah thinks that he will outrun his big sister Ryza, then he is wrong. On the other hand, as big sister Ryza was carrying Noah to their home, suddenly we can see that Kulta, Loga, and Nino were standing in the way. And they were looking at then Noah and his sister Ryza strangely. Following that, they told Noah and Ryza that I came back all the way here because they saw the monster Hydra fall. Then again, asked Noah why he is in this position, and that they have to rescue him. Hearing this, Noah responded by saying that he can explain this situation to them. But all of a sudden, Kulta then starts sobbing like a baby. After that, she hugged Noah and then said she actually can't believe that Noah actually sacrificed himself to save all of their lives, and then be carried by some unknown women. As she was saying all this, she actually hugged Noah really tight and she was crying. Kulta then further goes on to say that they all are so useless that Noah had to fight alone. Then she asked for a promise from Noah that he will never fight alone for them like this. A stunned Noah then promised her. On the other hand, Sister Ryza was absolutely furious to see Kulta hugging her brother Noah. Following that, she asked her brother if that is all right to consider Kulta as an enemy. Then, Noah told her big sister that no, she is not an enemy to them, and that Kulta is a very good and friendly girl. As Noah was saying and explaining all this to her sister, Nimo, Kulta, Loga, they all were stunned to see Swordmaster Ryza. On top of that, they all were even more flabbergasted to know that Ryza was actually Noah's sister, and Noah is his real name, not Zeke. Noah then apologized to all of them for lying to them. Loga, on the other hand, then told Noah that he actually knew how great of a person he was when he first saw Noah. So now it is all making sense to him. Then Nino says, if anyone else knows this news, then Lodja will be uproar. Following that, Riza requested them all to keep this news a secret, because she actually doesn't want the public to know that Noah is her brother, and that once they report to the guild about the Hydra, then after that she will take Noah with her, she said. She then thanked everyone there for taking care of her brother Noah. Then Kulta says that this is so unexpected that she can't believe herself. Kulta then asked Noah why he was looking so upset. I responded to the question by looking shocked. Riza then asked Noah what was with this stunned look. She then asked him to look at her. Following that, she further goes on to say that she has done some reflection. She then recalls that once Noah said that he actually wants to learn all her rope skills. Hearing that, Loga said to Nino that the swordmaster seems very flustered to him, which Nino replied by saying yes. Riza then told Noah that she actually made some notes for her sword technique, and she wants Noah to follow that along as she teaches him. Riza then further goes on to say that if Noah follows these techniques, an inept person like him can become a good swordsman like a normal person in 5 years. Hearing this, Kulta told Riza that Noah is not actually that bad and that he has defeated a demon by himself, and that this is already better than a normal swordsman. So, as Kulta was saying this, she called Riza big sister. Riza, on the other hand, started screaming at her, and there she said that naivety is actually the reason that Noah couldn't defeat the Hydra. After that, she further goes on to say that Kulta has no right to call her big sister. Then, Riza asked Noah to go home with her, and also told him that this time she will be more gentle with her guidance approach. But, to her surprise, Noah said that he doesn't want to leave the place. Hearing this, she was stunned. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Riza then asked Noah if he really hated her guidance that much. Noah then goes on to tell her that being taught by Riza is really hard. But Noah thanked her because she is the reason that Noah is now an adventurer, and that Noah now doesn't want to rely on his big sister. Noah then further goes on to say that his sister is too strong and relying on her is too easy. And Noah thinks that at this rate, no matter how much time passes, Noah won't be able to overcome his inferiorities. So that's why Noah decided to stay at Lodja with them, so that he can be a strong man in his own way. Hearing this, Riza got too angry, and she then asks everyone to settle down and not be so happy, because she has 2 conditions for Noah if he wants to stay in Lodja. Noah then asked her what her conditions were, to which she then says that Noah can't get intimate with anyone without her permission. Noah quickly says that he agrees to this condition. After that, Noah asks Riza what is the next condition. Riza then asks Noah to land a blow to her in a fight, and if only he can do that, then she will permit him to stay in Lodja. Noah was absolutely stunned to hear that, and there he says that Riza has fought countless times, but Noah has never landed a blow on her ever. So, according to Noah, it will be an unfair fight. Hearing this, Riza says that there is no chance for him to fight with her and land a blow. Then he will have to head home with her. All of a sudden, Noah said he would do it, and that he actually accepts Riza's challenge, and he will definitely land a blow on her. Hearing this, Riza looks at her and then asks Noah if he is no longer afraid of her, because Noah now has a little experience about fighting. Riza then calls Loga and asks him if there was a good place to duel in Lodja, and she wants a place where outsiders can't observe. Loga then told Riza that he knew just the right place like that. Riza told him to reserve that place for her, and as she was walking away, she stopped and turned around. Then she said to Noah that their duel will happen within 3 days, and she wants Noah to show her what he has learned from Lodja, and show her that he can reach her. To which Noah says that this time he won't lose to his big sister. Upon arriving at Lodja, Avelt welcomed Riza and thanked her. Hearing this, Riza told them not to thank her, and at this point she was thinking that she can't tell them that he is here for her brother Noah. Later on, Avelt congratulates Noah, Nino, and Loga for accomplishing their mission of bringing back Kulta safely. Avelt then says that he finds it unbelievable to think a greater demon is capable of Hydra in the human world. He then said that something might have happened in the demon world. Then he asked Romelia to send a notice to the HQ immediately. Then Avelt once again thanked each and every one of them, and told them that they have all got the best adventure sprite. So, Avelt says that because of their bravery and strong will to protect the people of Lodja, he gives them a heartfelt congratulation. Following the next scene, we see Noah, Loga, Nino, and Kulta, as well as Riza's time to part ways at night. Loga asks Noah if he has to meet the chief tomorrow, to which he replied by saying yes, because he needs to pass him the materials that he wanted from him. Noah then asks Loga if he would like to go with him as well. But Riza, on the other hand, wants to stay with her brother Noah in the night. Then she calls him Noah, and Noah stops her because the people in Lodja didn't know that his name is Noah. They call him Zeke, apart from in front of everyone. Following that, she asked Noah if she could stay with him at night, because she said that she was very tired and didn't have a room either. To which Noah says he will ask the innkeeper about it, and if it's okay then she can stay with Noah. Riza was really delighted to hear that. Then again, she said that since they have got the chance, they should take a bath together, because it has been a long time since they did. Hearing that, Kulta got really annoyed, and she said absolutely not. Then she further goes on to say that she actually did care whether they are siblings or not. In any case, she said that she can't allow that. Noah tries to stop her, but in that process she touches her chest. And she wants Noah to sleep in peace because, according to Kulta, he is very tired. Then, she also told Riza that she is also tired, so she will manage her room. On the other hand, Riza got really mad hearing this. Riza replies by saying she refuses to accept the room. Then, she says to Kulta that she always knew that she was the enemy, and was about to pull her sword out. But Noah stops his sister by saying that he also thinks that she needs to take rest. Then, they both say they will manage a room for her. Looking at Noah's face, Riza can't say anything, so she agreed by saying fine. Following that, as Riza was going away, she stops and looks at Noah. After that, she says in 3 days they will fight, and after the fight, Noah will be unable to walk. Hearing this, Noah got a bit scared and asked his sister Riza why she was so mad at him. The next day, we see Noah went to the blacksmith's house, where the chief lives. There Noah was thinking that now he doesn't have a chance to win, because Riza, his big sister, is really mean to him. Seeing this, the blacksmith asks Noah why he was being so sad. He then further goes on to say that Noah has fulfilled his wish, and now the sword is all his, as he said. Following that, as looks at his muscles, the guy says Noah's muscles are looking out of this world. According to him, the blacksmith, Noah must have had good things going in for him. Then, he looked at Noah properly and said every part of his body was looking good from outside. But the guy was sure that he was stressed about something. Noah then told him about the duel with Swordmaster Riza. Hearing that, the blacksmith was flabbergasted. He then asked Noah how that happened. In response to his question, Noah said that at that point of time he can't go to much details. But later on, he said this actually happened in the heat of the moment. Then, the blacksmith said that this can be called the joy of being young. Following that, he said, when he was young, he recklessly challenged the blacksmith master. But Noah didn't want to hear the full story. So, there he said that in 3 days he will have to land a blow to Riza. Hearing that, the blacksmith says Noah is now in a venerable situation. After that, he asks to leave for a bit. Noah then started to get dressed up. And as he was doing this, Noah was thinking that he boldly ran away from his home, and in Lodja he had all kinds of experience. Everyone tells him that he is very strong. Yet he can't imagine landing a single blow on his big sister Riza. And he was amazed by that fact. Now let's see what happens next. In the story, in the next scene we see Noah enter a room, and he was flabbergasted to see that all his mates Nino, Kulta, and Loga were all brutally injured. So, there Noah asked them what happened to them. To which, they said, they actually spared Noah's sister to find her weakness. But, to their surprise, they couldn't find any. Hearing this, Noah was absolutely overwhelmed that they all went through this for him. At this point, he almost cried to say the least. Following that, Kulta said that she actually failed miserably, but she still thinks that if she tried and had him full, then she would be able to hold a little longer with her. Because she is an adventurer. Hearing that, Noah asked Kulta what she meant by that. In response to Noah's question, Kulta went on to say that while she was fighting Noah's big sister Riza, Kulta thought, the swordmasters take pride in defeating their opponents with just a sword. So, Noah's big sister Riza is a swordsman through and through. On the other hand, adventurers like them will use other tools than their weapons. And they use terrain to their advantage and lay traps. They have to work with the shroudings and environment. So they manipulate their opponent. That is how they all fight. So, if Noah uses this type of fighting style, then according to Kulta, Noah can land a blow at least. Hearing this, Noah got so excited that he ran across the room and came really close to Kulta. Following that, Noah says that this was it, and that he understood that his sword won't be enough and he will just have to use other weapons. Because Noah is also an adventurer after all. In response to Noah's question, Kulta says yes. But at that point of time, Kulta was blushing because Noah was really close to her. As they were talking about this, suddenly the blacksmith entered the room with some wooden boxes. Seeing this, everyone in the room says, what is the blacksmith carrying in those boxes? Moments later, they all ask the blacksmith what was in the boxes. To which, he says in the boxes, he has some tools that he made earlier in his life. So, the purpose for him to bring those tools is that Noah could use them. All of a sudden, the blacksmith then pulled off a pointy bullet-shaped thing, and then asked everyone what they thought about this. According to the blacksmith, the thing was like a kunai, so it was very hard to control. But he then further goes on to say that these things actually explode on contact. So, if these things touch, they are sure to cause damage. Seeing this, Noah took one in his hands, then Noah did have a good look at these things. Then he said that these are good and might have useful. Nino then also had a look at it. Following that, she says it's a good thing to use at the battle. Moments later, she told Noah that she actually has a great experience using these things, and that she is good with these things. After that, she says Nino will teach Noah how to use it in the best way. Hearing this, Noah looks at Nino, and then he bows down to Nino. Afterward, Noah says thank unto Nino, and at that time Noah calls him a master. Hearing this, Nino got really embarrassed and asked Noah to stop, and then told him that he doesn't have to do this and called Nino master. Following that, Loga asks Noah to learn his shielding technique too. As Noah hears this, he would love to use it, but Noah then goes on to ask Loga that this technique is his valuable thing. So why is Loga teaching this to Noah? That is also too easy. Hearing this, Kulta says why Noah was talking like this. Because if it wasn't for Noah, they won't even be living right at that moment. Then she also goes on to say that she will also help him. Following that, we get to learn that Kulta further goes on to say that she will teach Noah the blind technique. Loga then says that they're doing that because Noah also gave so much for Lodja City. Nino then goes on to say that they all want him to stay with them, and they also want to keep going on adventures with them. Noah then thinks that if he hadn't met these people, then he would have never imagined that to land a hit on his big sister Riza. And he would have never recognized his own potential at all. So he also wants to go on an adventure with them. However, they don't have much time because they're not going to go easy on Noah. As Noah starts practicing, we get to see that Swordmaster Riza was hiding behind a wall. There she was listening to what Noah and his mates were planning against her for the fight day. Nino, on the other hand, was teaching Noah the throwing technique. There she said that the most important thing about throwing is to GUID the trajectory, using the bare minimum mana necessary, and that is all Noah has to take care of. Following that, Nino throws the star-shaped weapon towards a tree, and to everyone's surprise, the star actually curved a lot. Noah was mesmerized by this offense technique. Subsequently, Loga said that with his shield technique, he actually can change the trajectory of this offense. Thereafter, Loga shows him this technique too. Seeing this, Noah was absolutely flabbergasted. Next up, we can see Noah tries to create a dagger-shaped illusion under Kulta's instructions. Then, Kulta told Noah that the shape of his dagger was looking funny. Kulta says that her bladeless fighting style in particular is specialized for fighting against blade-shaped mana. If one constantly supplies blades with their mana, it wouldn't lose their shape. That's why Noah needs to practice supplying mana first. Noah agrees with her assessment. Kulta says that it is unlikely for him to make progress with her bladeless style, as he is already practicing several styles. It's not a particularly easy style to master either. Just then, Kulta sees that Noah is already doing pretty well at picking up her style. He cultivates the mini blade with his mana. Kulta, seeing this, is quite surprised as she needed 3 days to learn this part. However, Noah was doing in a mere 30 minutes. By now, Noah had created a serviceable blade. This made Kulta think that he isn't exactly the cutest student one can teach to. Just then, something mischievous plays in Kulta's mind. She follows it up by wrapping a cloth on Noah's eyes and seductively restraining him. She tells Noah that he must try and focus on doing the technique while she does this to him. She proceeds to blow some air into his ears, and even holds him in a choke hold to disbalance him, all while telling him to keep up with his mana so that the blade doesn't lose its shape at all. As she keeps doing these things to him, Noah finally succumbs and tells her that what she's doing is hurting her. However, even as he falls down, Kulta comes to notice that his blade is still maintaining its shape. This impresses Kulta, as she tells Noah that he definitely has a knack for this. As she continues teasing Noah, Nino and Loga watch on from afar. Nino says that she wants to be in Noah's position, seeing how Kulta was being with her. Loga says that it looks like Noah and Kulta are having a lot of fun. Just then, Nino feels a strong shiver down his spine. Her reaction shocks Loga, as he quickly questions her reason for giving such a reaction. Just then, Nino lets him know that she has been feeling a wild blood lust from somewhere. The scene pans out and we see that Noah's elder sister, Riza, was watching all this from a distance. She was absolutely fuming in rage. We get to know that after she learned that the group were joining up with Noah for practice, she decided to follow them. And she followed them well to get there. She didn't like how the girl, Kulta, was behaving with her brother. Even though she finds her cute, curses that girl. Subsequently, we see Kulta going a step further and starting to tickle Noah. Riza despises this as Kulta, in her eyes, was all over Noah and taking it a step too far. She also saw Noah enjoying himself and wondered why he was like that. Upon paying closed attention to the situation, Riza notices something. That something is Noah's smile. She sees Noah smiling and it really shocks her. Even though she tries to recall, she can't quite remember the last time she saw Noah laughing. She remembers her past memories. There, one thing was a constant: Noah was struggling with them and wanted a chance to get stronger. It is only when she recalls his childhood is when she saw his smile last time. Seeing this softens up Riza somewhat. She clenches her fist and turns back. Riza comes to realize that for the past few years, all she has done as a sister to Noah is force rigorous training on him. As she turns back and decides to leave, she sees all of Noah's friend joining in on the tickling. Only one question plagues Riza's mind. She wonders if it has come to the point that Noah no longer needs her presence in his life. Later, the scene changes to Lodja, a luxurious hotel where Riza is currently staying. There, Riza understands that she can't just relax in her room with her current mindset and decides to freshen up a little. She starts taking off her armor. Eventually, she strips fully naked. As she is doing so, she tells herself about how this special treatment is a method of persuasion being used by the guild. She points out how demon activity has increased substantially, and that her power as the Swordmaster is needed to combat it. So, her staying and cooperating with the guild isn't something that's gonna do well. Subsequently, she enters the water, lays back on the tub, and ponders about things. The thing that is stuck on her mind is Noah, and all the things about him. She realizes that at this point, she should let Fem know about the demons. Fem, being a saint and being the top of the Holy Cross Church, should know more about these matters. Besides, the guild will also be happy if Fem were to handle this matter. Following this, Riza's mind wanders back to how she wants to bring Noah back home. She can't comprehend that it's already been a month since he ran away from her. Since then, he has shown immense growth. He wandered off on his own and managed to take the life of a demon. Not only that, he also managed to make a direct challenge to Riza herself, without showing any signs of fear. Riza can't deny that her brother is a very talented swordsman. Even she knew that he always was a notch or two above the average swordsman, but she wanted him to improve even more. This is why she strengthened her own feelings and gave him the toughest training regimes to get him better. However, to think Noah has improved so much without her makes her put on a bittersweet smile. However, the real feeling creeps in soon on Riza, as she admits that she really wants to pamper and love Noah too. After giving it some thought, she comes to question why Noah never developed the necessary spirit under her. Her being the Swordmaster, training him should have done him better, yet it didn't. Which makes her think even more on how come Noah managed to become such a formidable swordsman in the space of a month. Only after a while does Riza realize that the woman named Kulta might have a part to play in this. This angers her, as she imagines a mental image of Kulta taunting her. She breaks down her allegations by pointing out how Noah is at the age where boys are looking to explore. It just so happens to be that Kulta is a girl who also happens to be a bit on the cuter side. It's only natural for Noah to feel extra excited around her, and have him want to show off to her. No wonder Noah challenged her to a fight without a sense of fear, because he wanted to show off and look cool in front of Kulta. This makes her come to the conclusion that her brother is being seduced. Angered, she gets up from the bathtub, and decides to do something about it. She puts on her fighting gear again, and takes her sword in hand. As she swings it, she vows to finally make Noah understand everything. She intends to do so through a duel. She becomes more and more intense as she swings her sword and promises to treat Noah better this time. She promises to be the one to teach him how to fight and manifest a proper spirit. And more importantly, slowly but surely, she intends on making Noah tell her that he loves him dearly. She will pamper him better than Kulta. The intensity of her thoughts got to her, and her powerful swings broke a portion of the Lodja Hotel building. However, she still vows to show Noah what he has been missing out on. The scene changes to Lodja's Water Street, where Noah clenches his fist while sitting on a bench. He makes his mind up to fight with everything he has. Just then, his stomach starts grumbling out of hunger. So, Loga comes and gives him a special dish that he had gotten just for Noah. It's a Water Street specialty called a demon chicken spicy sandwich. Noah thanks Loga for getting him food, and Loga tells him it's fine. Loga then goes on to say how the Water Street is always crowded and bustling. He further adds that it is because the place has stores of all kinds, be that prostitution or blacksmith. It's in the downtown of Lodja after all. Right then, Noah takes in a bit of the demon spicy chicken sandwich and enjoys it. He mentions how the food is quite good. Loga says it will give him a lot of energy. Following this, Loga tells him that once they're done with the duel, he wants Noah to join him to a shop he likes, referring to a brothel he often goes to. However, Noah understands what he means and tells him that he isn't really interested in it. As Loga persuades him, Nino and Kulta see this and understand the situation. They try to scare Loga off by telling him that they will inform Riza if he continues this, or they might do it right away. After this, Nino and Kulta both give Noah something to eat from their behalf. Noah is surprised and asks them what it is for. Kulta explains that food is necessary for him, as he can't win with a hungry stomach. So, she got him this drink which apparently helps boost one's energy to the next level. Meanwhile, Nino tells him that he got fried potato slices for him because she also liked it and thought he would as well. Noah is genuinely touched by their thoughtful nature, so he starts going all out to consume the food. Nino and Kulta are happy that he is doing that too. After eating, Loga asks Noah if he is ready to go for it, to which an enthusiastic Noah replies positively. Ready for the epic duel. After that, as they start walking to the place where the duel is to be hosted, everyone wondered how Loga had gotten hold of a place to duel in a business district. Loga, proud of his knowledge, states that once one knows about something, they just know it. His nose grows in arrogance, as he declares himself the master of the Water Street and claims that he has the name for a reason. Kulta and Noah are unsure of how to react, so Nino explains that he had gotten his name for being a frequent visitor of the brothels in the area. This makes a lot of sense for Noah, as he asks if that is the reason why he has lost all of his money. Loga, embarrassed, ignores the topic and says that it is because of his vast knowledge of the area that they've managed to secure a reservation at the bar. This shocks the rest of the crew, as they didn't know how a bar was going to host a duel between Noah and Riza. Despite that, they enter the room, and their questions about where the duel would take place rises again. Just then, Noah hears some special sounds from a specific room and immediately recognizes that it's Riza. They then make their way towards the room and learn that it's the pathway to the battleground of the bar. Loga provides further context about the bar. He says that the bar was once a place where vicious and bloody duels would take place and people would come to watch them as a spectacle while having a drink. However, as time has passed, it became too much for them to maintain, so the freak show aspect of the bar shut down. But the place where the battles took place still exists, and that is where the fight will take place. Upon entering the battle arena, Noah comes face to face with his elder sister, Riza. She looked a bit conflicted about her thoughts while Noah looked prepared yet nervous. Loga announces that the duel will start soon, and Riza immediately changes her expression to get into a battle mood. Loga points out that Riza is always ready for a battle. That's why she is the sword master. Loga then informs them that he has put a barrier around the bar to withstand damage from the duel. However, he is sure that the barrier won't be useful if Riza were to go berserk, as her strength is on another level. Riza assures him, saying that she has brought her wooden sword only. She will fight the duel with her wooden sword, because if she uses her real sword, the damages won't be compensable, and Noah will lose his life too. Assured, Loga announces the rules for the duel, saying that there will only be one round with no time limit. During the bout, if Noah manages to land a strike on Riza, he wins. Whereas, if Riza manages to avoid getting hit and wear out Noah to the point he can't continue anymore, she wins. He says that the duel will commence with his signal. A few moments before the bout, the siblings trash talk each other a little. Noah confidently declares that Riza will not be taking on her brother, but instead an adventurer. Riza retorts that she likes the sound of that, but she is unsure if she will see the spark in the duel. As Loga is moments away from signaling the beginning of the duel, Riza notices something odd. She notices that Noah still uses a weak stance. She wonders just what has Noah learned to still continue with the same mistakes. Subsequently, the battle starts with Loga's signal. Riza wastes no time in charging at Noah. She had hoped to beat some sense into him. After all, letting your guard down for even a mere second can be costly in battle. She thinks that she is the only one who belongs with Noah. She's the only one who can teach him, and the only one who can bring him to the correct path is her. She decides to end it with one decisive blow. As she connects with her wooden sword to Noah's right, she hits something weird. Suddenly, the blow explodes and some liquid spray comes out of it. Riza is left perplexed, as she can't figure out what happened. This is when Noah explains that he expected her to do this. After all, Noah always leaves his right side open when he is nervous in battle. Riza is aware of this, and knowing that, Noah prepared spray paint bombs in his cloak. Noah is fully aware that Riza expects him to make the same mistakes that Noah used to make. But just for her information, Noah isn't the same person that he was. He is going to use all of the tricks he has learned as an adventurer to outsmart her. This is how he fights now. Riza is surprised to see Noah going so far in his quest to beat her. However, she makes it clear that such cheap tricks won't allow him to land a blow on her. Noah, more confident than ever, declares that he is fully aware of Riza's prowess. That is why he has prepared a special move. A finishing move that will take her out. The finishing move in question is executed subsequently by Noah. The move is called the Strike Flame Single Flash. The name of the move is based on the effect of the move. A sword strike that sends out flame in a single flash. The flame is quite strong, and is sent right towards Riza. Riza is impressed by her brother's newfound prowess, but she isn't really worried by it. For her, it's fine as long as she doesn't get hit by it. So, she easily dodges the flame attack and goes for Noah right away, trying to find an opening from a counterattack. However, Noah matches up to her beat and manages to block her attack. This surprises Riza, as she didn't believe that Noah could have maintained his defensive form right after launching an attack. Meanwhile, Noah fully expected Riza to dodge the attack, but it was a ploy from him to see how she's operating. From what he can tell, Riza has been moving a bit hesitantly from the beginning. Wary of Noah, if she continues operating at such a pace, Noah can definitely beat her. Noah wastes no time following this up with some more flame strike, single flash moves. He constantly starts throwing flame moves at Riza, but she uses her incredible reflexes and finesse to handle the situation wisely. Noah keeps at it, but eventually realizes that his plan is failing to register the effect he wants it to. He had expected to burn down Riza's wooden sword with his flames, which would leave the Sword Master open. However, he has miserably failed at it. He comes to terms that if he continues doing it, he will only waste his mana, and so he decides to change it up. Ryza finally speaks up and she praises her brother's skillful flame attacks, deeming them to be quite powerful. But this just made her want to power up her own moves too, to show him what he is up against. Saying this, Ryza loads up and launches a sword attack that feels like a giant devil's claw crushing down on Noah. Noah uses an angle sword to consume the majority of the damage, but the power is so much that he falls to his knees. Soon, the ground starts breaking under Noah. It makes Noah wonder just how strong a human can be to be like his sister. Her strength is overwhelming. Ryza, noticing he blocked the attack, warned Noah. She says that she will continue to hit him with the same attack. Noah, realizing that his back will crack under the pressure, decides to use Bladeless style to create a shield with his mana. This mana-made shield is able to save Noah from the attack, and all the subsequent attacks that Ryza followed up with. However, eventually a blow from Ryza sends Noah flying off. But Noah uses this momentum to his advantage, as everyone including Ryza is shocked. Mid-air, Noah glares at his sister, finding an opening and goes to attack Ryza where she was open. His slash if the sword is both fast and furious. Ryza only manages to avoid the attack by the slightest of margins. Noah manages to come down to ground after the attack, and is also able to take a stance right away. Huffing for breath, Noah adds that it was a close call, and that if it weren't for the Bladeless style mana shield, he'd probably be done and dusted by now. As Kulta, Loga and Nino watch on from afar as spectators, Loga asks everyone why Ryza's wooden sword wasn't burnt yet. After all, the heat coming from Noah's flames were quite damn hot. Kulta says there's no way she can answer that question, but she assumes that it must be because she is using something special to strengthen that sword. Nino questions if Ryza is using mana to power up her wooden sword. Kulta says that she doesn't know for sure, but what she does know is that the aura of Ryza's mana is something that she hasn't felt before. Noah once again tenses up as he tries to motivate himself. He tells himself that he needs to focus and that he can still fight. Not only fight, but he can also win by landing a blow on her. Ryza, on the other hand, keeps silent for a while. After her silence, Ryza finally speaks up by saying that Noah has really grown a lot as of late. Noah is left confused by this, as he didn't expect his sister to bring this up. Ryza continues on and adds that it is her brother's first time fighting her head on like this in a duel. She also says that she couldn't help but acknowledge how much he has grown on strength after they reunited after a long layoff. Noah, still very much confused, asks his sister why she is insisting on having this duel if she feels this way. Ryza softly answers by telling Noah that the outside world is way more dangerous than the world he lived in. Noah doesn't know where she was heading, so Ryza mentioned the Hydra, a demonic dragon, saying that Noah knows firsthand how dangerous that monster can really be. But back at their home, Ryza will be there for Noah. Not only her, but his other elder sisters too. Elia, Seal, Fem, and Ascasia, all of Noah's elder sisters will be there for him, and they'll protect their little brother with all they have. So, she wants her younger brother to come back home. Doubt surrounds Noah, as he doesn't know what to say to that. Right at that very moment, Kulta yells out saying that Noah needs to stand firm. Nino also joins in, by telling him to hang on, as he hasn't even lost yet. Loga also encourages Noah by telling him that his last attack was a whisker away from landing on Ryza. Hearing this, Noah's resolve strengthens immediately. Having found his confidence back, he clenches his sword firmly. He thinks to himself as he looks at his elder sister, that this duel can't be won by landing a single blow alone. He needs to make Ryza understand that no matter what big danger lies ahead of him in this world, he, Noah, can stand firmly and take it all on his own, and protect himself from it. Smiling with confidence, he tells Ryza that he really appreciates her concern. However, he won't be going back home with her. Saddened, Ryza has no choice but to accept her brother's choice. Following this up, Noah asks his elder sister to use the move on her. Ryza is left perplexed by Noah's demand, and asks him what he wants. Noah explains that he wants Ryza to use that one special move of hers, that she only showed Noah once. Unsure herself, Ryza asks Noah if he really wants her to do it. Noah says that if he manages to withstand that special attack, and still manages to land a blow on her, he wants Ryza to acknowledge him with all his heart. This makes Ryza blush, as she calls her brother cheeky for saying what he did. She immediately gets back in position and says that if he wants her to do it, then she will do it. She tells him to brace himself as she starts executing the special technique. The pure aura of the move starts causing a rumble in the arena. The quadruple divine swords formation comes into full flow as we see four Ryzas stand with their swords. The story moves into a mini flashback, where we see Noah went to his sister Seal after getting beaten up by his big sister Ryza. There he was complaining to Seal that when he was fighting Ryza, she used a magic spell which made her split into 4 people. Hearing that, Noah's elder sister Seal asked him to sit down. Following that, she said, Ryza splitting into 4 people means that she has mastered the technique called Kenki. Hearing this, Noah asked if Kenki is the special power technique that Ryza uses. If so, how is that different from the mana technique that he uses? In response to Noah's question, his sister Seal says that Kenki is a power technique that is specialized in physical enhancement. It is the ultimate technique for splitting one's own self. Hearing this, Noah asked his sister Seal how this technique is the ultimate technique. Seal replied by asking if Noah didn't notice that these alter egos were actually no magic, and that they were absolutely real. Then Seal says, if she has to put it in other words, then she will say that Noah was and will have to fight with 4 Swordmaster Ryzas. That's what Noah will have to prepare himself for in this battle, according to his elder sister. Back in the present time, Noah and his big sister Ryza look at each other. Then, the Swordmaster Ryza states now that she has unveiled this technique, she won't ever lose to a guy like Noah. Following that, Ryza declares to Noah that, as he can see, all 4 of her egos will attack Noah at once, and that this is going to be Noah's last hurrah. Hearing this, Noah thought his big sister was as impressive as he had expected her to be. But, deep down inside Noah's heart, he knows that he will be fine. After that, Noah thinks that he will have to be careful, because a little carefreeness can cause big harm, and that even a single blow can take him down for good. But then Noah thought that because Ryza will have to control her 3 other bodies, she will definitely be slower than usual. Therefore, if Noah would like to beat his elder sister, he will have to do whatever it takes. Following that, Noah started throwing bladeless style, shaping blades towards Ryza. This is a technique that has been taught to him by Nino. Then Noah started throwing flame spark single flash. Ryza, on the other hand, just managed to avoid those attacks. But she noticed that Noah's flame strikes are now stronger than before. At the same time, behind Ryza are the blades that Noah just threw just seconds before. So, Ryza realizes that Noah just got her into a pincer attack. This actually makes Ryza very angry. Following that, she tells Noah that because of her other 3 alter egos she was a bit slow with her movements, and he took advantage of that. But all of Noah's offenses will not be able to hit Ryza, because she is also growing just like him, and unlike before, she has now learnt to maintain her speed even with her alter egos. So now, according to Ryza, Noah is in her attack range, so now it will be all over for Noah. Moments later, we see that she goes for a flame strike from above. And seeing this, everyone present there who were rooting for Noah was stunned and scared for him. But Noah managed to avoid the blow with the help of the magic barrier. Ryza, on the other hand, understood that Noah used a magic barrier to reduce the force of her strike, and that she completely played her like a fiddle. So, Ryza at this point of time was absolutely flabbergasted to see Noah's improvement, and she understood that it will be hard for her to avoid Noah's attack now. But, to everyone's surprise, Ryza managed to avoid Noah's attack. Noah, on the other hand, understood that Ryza actually used her alter egos to move out of harm's way. But Noah was not willing to give up at this point of time, even if it's something that he was not prepared for. Following that, we see Noah says to himself that he will not give up at this stage. Noah then throws some fire attacks, but he was not able to get Ryza with those. Ryza then told Noah he won't give up at this stage, and that he is willing to struggle like this. But after that, she further goes on to say that sadly for him, she will now end it for him, and she will be able to avoid all his bomb fire attacks. Then suddenly, we see that all those attacks from Noah were a trap, and it was actually a setup for the smoke attack. Following that, we see Noah launch the smoke bomb attack. Ryza loses her sight. Therefore, at that point of time, she didn't know where Noah was. Then we see Noah come out of nowhere and thank his elder sister for taking care of him. Then, Noah told Ryza that he loves her very much. Following that, he swung his sword and managed to land a blow, although it was blocked by Ryza's forearm guard. But this actually fulfills the requirements that Ryza asked for. So there we see that Noah won the battle, and Nino, Loga, and Kulta were overwhelmed with tears of joy. So, there they started to hug each other, and after that they hugged Noah. On the other hand, Ryza, who was absolutely stunned by this, said to Noah that it was splendidly done by Noah, with a broken heart. There we can see that Ryza was so sad that she was actually struggling to speak at this point of time. Noah, on the other hand, was so happy that he started to scream that he actually did it, and that he won't have to leave the city and his mates. And his mates Nino, Loga, and Kulta were also very happy for Noah as well. Moments later, we see that Noah and all his mates Nino, Loga, and Kulta were also crying with him, and we can also see that they were crying too with him. Kulta then told Noah that he was amazing in the fight, and this was actually the victory of their bond. Kulta then further goes on to say that all the training that they have been through did pay off in this fight. Nino, on the other hand, said when they were training for this fight, she was repaying the favor since Noah saved her elder sister Kulta. But now, according to Nino, Noah was terrific in this fight. Following that, Loga said while crying that he still couldn't believe that Noah was able to land a blow on Ryza, the great swordmaster. Then, Loga further goes on to say that he is beyond impressed by Noah. Noah then told that whatever he did, it was all because of them actually. As Noah was saying all this to his friends, suddenly, he came to think that, even though his sister Ryza handicapped herself with a wooden sword, Noah only managed to land just a single hit on her. Then Noah says that he can't with this result, and that he will have to get stronger with time. Following that, he inquired to his sister Ryza his approach is right. In response to that, Ryza, who was on her knees, said that she actually saw Noah's sword coming, but saying I love you before the attack was absolutely cheating. Perceiving that, Noah told Ryza not to sulk about this so much. Following that, Ryza inquired to Noah how he knew about which was her real body from the alternative egos. To which, Noah replied by saying, it was actually a little brother's instinct. Ryza then goes on to say that it was impossible to know via instinct, because her alter egos are perfect. Noah then says to her that he didn't know how but he just knew it, and that he was her little brother after all. Receiving that statement, Ryza was absolutely flabbergasted and overwhelmed. Then she said, she is glad to hear that, but it is really hard for her to accept it. She then further goes on to say that she won't accept the match being decided by intuitions. Then she demanded a rematch, and at this point of time, Ryza was sulking like a child who lost her toy. Noah then said, no matter how much Ryza complains, the rematch is not possible at all, and besides he doesn't rely on intuition a lot. Kulta then told Ryza from the other side that even though the strike was just luck, but according to Kulta, luck is also part of one's skills. Then, Ryza, who was crying like a baby at this point of time, said to Noah that he actually didn't need him anymore, and that she has been strict with Noah thus far because she wanted to make him stronger. But now according to her, Noah is strong enough and he doesn't need Ryza anymore. Also she said, having a nagging elder sister is a pain according to Ryza. Ryza then further goes on to say that, even though the words Noah said before he landed the blow, which was I love you big sister, Ryza thinks that it was a lie, and it was just to make her guard lower. Following that, she said that there is no way that Noah loves his elder sister. Then she asked who would like a sister like her. Hearing this, Noah went up to her and hugged his elder sister from behind. Afterward, Noah said to Ryza that she should now stop saying this type of lonely things, and that she was his beloved elder sister, and he is proud of her. Noah then further goes on to say that, even if they're not related by blood, they are still a family. So, according to Noah, he will always want to be by her side. Afterward, Ryza turns around and hugs Noah. Then, she asked her to come along with her to their home. In response to that, Noah said there must be a time when he will have to leave the nest. And according to him, that time has happened to be now. As Noah and Ryza were talking, Nino, Loga, and Kulta were standing at a distance, and they were looking at Ryza and Noah. Then suddenly, Nino told everyone that because they're at a distance, she is not being able to hear what Ryza and Noah is talking about. Following that, she asks everyone that if they are fighting. Kulta then raised her hand, and then she asked Ryza that it is just an idea of hers that if she doesn't want to be away from Noah, then she should just came and visit Noah whenever she wants. Then Kulta further goes on to say that, with her powerful legs, the distance won't be an issue at all. So she should just come anytime she wants to see Noah. Hearing that, Noah also said that is true considering her physical power. She can come to visit him whenever she wants in no time. Noah then further goes on to mention that if she come to visit him all the times, then it would be a little suspicious to others. But every once in a while Ryza can come to visit Noah. Hearing that, Ryza asked that means she can came to see him, and she was overwhelmed with joy when she asked this to Noah. Then Ryza stood up. Following that, she says that she approves Noah to stay in this city and continue his life as an adventurer, and that she won't mention anything about bringing Noah back to home, and nor will she tell Noah's other sisters about this. After that, she asks Noah to enjoy this life as an adventurer, and she told him that enjoy this vast world. Then she asked him to keep growing stronger than ever. Noah then responded to her question by saying okay. As all this was happening, Kulta looked at Noah, then she told Noah she was feeling relieved. So, now according to Kulta they can continue doing their adventures together. Hearing this, Noah was also very happy. Following that, we see Noah ask Kulta to join their adventure party. Hearing that, Kulta was so happy that she hugged Noah. Afterward, she told him that she was actually thinking of asking Noah about joining their party. But now she is glad that Noah took the initiative to invite her. Then, Kulta told Noah, Nino, and Loga that she was feeling awesome to join them. And as she was saying all this, Kulta was hugging Noah. Witnessing that, Ryza was getting very angry. Then she told Noah that she had already told Noah in advance before, that she just approved his endeavors as an adventurer. She didn't allow him to have an illicit relationship with a girl. Hearing this, Noah screams and tells Ryza that he isn't going to do anything like that at all, and that he was just asking Kulta to join their group as a member only. Hearing this, Kulta felt a little offended. Then she told Noah that she actually felt a bit demoralized by hearing that. Then, she went on to ask Noah if she was not sexy enough for him. Seeing this, Ryza told Kulta not to get too close to Noah, then asked her to back off a bit. Nino then tells them, it looks to her that they are going to be a lively party and starts laughing. In response to Nino's comment, Loga was also laughing. The next day, we get to see that Noah was thinking that today he will have to go to Barg's place. As he was thinking this, all the people standing there saw that Ryza was coming there with a huge bag, and they were stunned to see the size of the bag. Following that, we see Noah noticed Ryza, and he asked her what she was doing in the city of Lodja, because Noah thought he went back home yesterday. In response to Noah's question, she told Noah that she actually went home at night, but now she is back, because she wanted to see him again. Hearing this, Noah said that this actually seems a bit excessive to him, but in spite of this, Noah thanked her for this gesture. After that, Noah asked her what's with this bag of hers, and that is this magic bag to carry tons of cargo. To which, she said she is actually moving into the house that she bought in the city of Lodja. Noah was absolutely flabbergasted to hear that. Following that, Noah asked his elder sister if she said that now she was going to live here in the city of Lodja. In reply to Noah's question, she said yes. This is what she actually meant by that. Ryza then told Noah that she was going to be here for at least 15 days. Then, she told Noah the reason for her to stay here for 15 days is, according to Ryza, Noah has got many bugs swarming around him. So Ryza decided to squash them. Following that, Ryza further goes on to say that she is actually hoping that now she will be able to get along with Noah well this time. After hearing that, Noah was absolutely flabbergasted to say the least. So, just like that, we got to see that the city of Lodja got a new resident. Meanwhile, at Noah's house, all the other sisters were very disturbed that Noah was not around them, and that he was not in their city as well. Therefore, all the sisters decided to have a meeting together about this situation, so that they can figure out something quickly. They all then got together and went to Ryza's room. But, to their astonishment, Ryza was not in her room. So, they all were shocked to see that Ryza was not in her room. Therefore, they started asking each other why she was not in her room. In the next scene, we get to see that the eldest sister of them all named Elia was very angry that Ryza was not present in the meeting. And there she was saying that how dare she skip this very important meeting about the future of their very beloved brother Noah's future. Then she pulls out a magical tool named Mr. Tickle's Model R10. Then she told everyone that it has been a while since she has given someone a good punishment. Then, one of the sisters there told Elia that Ryza actually got a very urgent call from the Adventure Guild. So she had to go there, and that's why she couldn't join the meeting. In response to her comment, Elia told her that Ryza is actually no adventurer, and that nothing in this world is more important than their younger Noah. Besides, Ryza had no business going there to the Adventurers Guild. As G was saying this, Elia was very angry at this point of time. According to Elia, Ryza should have refused to go there. Hearing this, another sister said Noah is indeed their top priority, but it appears that a Hydra showed up in the city of Lodja. Then, another sister asked if Hydra was a disaster monster to the eldest sister Elia. Following that, we see all the other sisters were very concerned about Ryza's well-being. Then one of the sisters calms all of them down by saying that Ryza should have defeated the Hydra monster. Following that, one of the sisters asked what she meant by that statement. She then informs that she had received a letter from Ryza herself. The letter was simple, and it just stated the fact that the Hydra has appeared in the city of Lodja. This, however, raises concern among the sister, as they can't help but worry about Noah. One of them received information through investigation that Lodja is one of the likeliest destinations for Noah to be at. This makes the mage sister worry, as the magic she taught Noah won't hold a candle to the monster. Another sister says that she has also taught some light tricks to Noah, but that also won't do anything. As the concern reaches boiling point, Fem, the saint sister, says that if things are so messed up, she, as the saint of the Holy Church, will call the Holy Army. The Holy Army is the strongest group of people from all over the world. They are over 200,000 in numbers. Not only would it be a call to exterminate the Hydra, but they'll also be able to find Noah. However, the rest think that it's too much of an overreaction to call upon the Holy Army. One of the sisters, Ascasia, says that if they don't hurry, Noah will be in danger. Another sister agrees, but she also says that herself and Ascasia aren't the most formidable fighters. Fem's skills are undeniable as the saint of the Holy Church, but her big position makes it so that she can't leave the city at will. That only leaves Seal as the only competent sister in combat. Seal, the mage, agrees with that and says that she will be heading out to bring back Noah. She already has regrets, as she feels that she should have stopped Noah back when he left. So, she decides to go there and bring back Noah and give him the love he truly deserves. Meanwhile, in depths of the Lodja forests, ogres were wreaking havoc. They were fighting against the squad, where Loga managed to subdue one of them. This was followed up by Nino, who manages to cut the feet artery of an ogre, making its movement limited. Kulta joins in by landing a blow to the ogre's head and making it groggy. She then asks for Noah to deliver the decisive blow that ends it. Noah obliges and hits the water striker single flash. However, the attack is too powerful. Not only does it take out the ogre in question but other ones too and causes a huge eruption in the forest. His teammates tell Noah that he overdid it. Later, when everyone is chilling, Noah is still guilty about what happened earlier. Kulta and Nino say that he had gotten too excited at the fight. However, it ended up being good anyway. After all, they managed to take out all the ogres at once, and managed to complete the task given to them by the guild. Noah apologizes for using too much strength. However, Loga tells him not to be sorry. He adds that he understands Noah's feelings. He was a bit too riled up during the fight. It all makes sense because he got acknowledged by the Swordmaster Ryza after all. Noah denies that, saying if anything, it was the opposite. This made them question what he meant. Noah explains by saying that it's true that he managed to land a hit on the Swordmaster, but that doesn't change the fact that there's a huge difference in their skills. He can't stand near her when it comes to the sword. He can use magic tricks, but even then he can't be considered even close to her. It makes him feel inept. Loga is a bit confused, but he takes that to be the reason why Noah has been going extra hard as of late. Nino tells Kulta that she thinks Noah is already good as he is. He has great sword skills and has great magic technique too. Kulta says that while she can't relate to Noah on this, but his measuring stick for competency is the Swordmaster Ryza, so there's that. Loga tells him that the only way for him to get better is to pile on the experience. That being said, he needs to take it easy. Noah agrees with him. As the night gets darker, they find the head of the ogre, which is a key item for the ogre-slaying mission of theirs. They got it while searching for resources. Nino is glad that they've gotten done with it, as it was too much of a hassle for them. She says the guild had given them the wrong address for the ogre's den. Noah feels weird about it, as the guild aren't usually wrong about locations. Just then, Kulta screams in fear. They attend to her, as she points to a creepy-looking slime creature. Noah thinks it might have come here when they were resting. Kulta is scared though. She doesn't like it at all and wants someone to end it with fire. Noah assures her by telling her that he will burn it with fire, and tells everyone to move on. After that, the rain starts pouring in. As it was raining heavily, a strange woman arrived at the forest. She immediately deduces that a big fight had taken place there. Just then, she finds the lifeless body of an ogre. She comes to the conclusion that the ogre had struggled a lot before its end. She can also see signs of it fighting multiple people. However, she does think that the swordsman who took its life was adept, as it cut an ogre in half with one stroke. Not too long later, she finds the slime that was left burnt on the cusp of its life. She goes over to it and decides to help it by giving it some blood. The slime starts healing, and she invites it to come over to her bosom and heal properly. She asks the slime to team up with her so that the two of them can show humans what true fear really is. Following that, we see Noah and his mates are at the Lodja Guild reception. As they reach there, Noah gives Ramelia 10 ogre molars, and seeing this, she was really happy. So, she told Noah that it was a job well done by him. Therefore, we get to learn that the B-ranked request, exterminate the ogres roaming in forest, has just been completed by the crew. Then, Ramelia also told Noah the same thing. And in Noah's response, he said that's right to her. Moments later, Noah further goes on to say that, this time around, there were quite a few discrepancies with the primary information that the guild provided. Hearing that, Ramelia wanted to know if Noah was referring to the ogre's nest. To which Noah replied yes to her. She then went on to ask Noah that then where was the place actually located at. Noah said it was at the south of the forest, but the guild told them to head north instead. Hearing that, Ramelia was in shame for a while. Then she said if he has to be honest with Noah, she will say, in recent times, monsters seem to be moving in a way that no one has ever seen before. And the guild was even having a hard time with this problem. Following that, she apologized to Noah from the depth of her heart. Then, further told that the guild's monster experts will find out the reason for this soon. Then a very tense Loga asked Ramelia if the monster logistics were coming. To which Ramelia told him that yes, they are coming. She then further goes on to say that Ramelia believes that it is almost time for the guild to be commissioned. So, there is an escort request for the monsterologists. As Nino, Loga, and Kulta heard this, they all were flabbergasted. But on the other hand, Noah had no idea about what they all were talking about. Therefore, Noah asked them what these monsterologists are. Loga then goes on to tell Noah that monsterologists is the name of the Adventure Guild Research Institute, and they are also known as monsterologists. He then also told him that officially there is a team that researches monster ecology for a living. But, in reality, they're a bunch of pervaded monster maniacs. Nino then told Noah that monsterologists request escort missions in the name only. Then, she reveals that they once told her to dress up as a wyvern to help with their ecological research. Afterward, she told Noah that they threw her in their nest, and they were pretending that she was also one of the chicks. Hearing that, Noah was absolutely stunned. Kulta then told Noah that once she was forced to communicate with an ogre king, and at that time she was ordered to be naked from the waist up. She then said that they did this to study monster behavior. Following that, Loga told Noah that he once had to live slime without plenty of bad examples to list. Noah was absolutely disgusted at this point of time. Then, Ramelia told Noah that he might think that she is trying to cover up on behalf of them. But, Then she says the monsterologists are the best of the best when it comes to monster expertise. After that, she explains that the monsterologists research with the intent to create a monster encyclopedia and learn how to use their materials. She then further goes on to say that their outstanding work has actually greatly contributed to the guild's achievements. But then Romelia accepts that the part about them being nutjobs. And she said that this is absolutely true. Hearing that, Noah was a bit surprised, because Romelia was not denying the fact of them being perverts. After that, they leave the place and then went on to eat some food. Following that, we see they went to a restaurant named Dragon's Tongue. As they were enjoying their delicious food there, suddenly we saw Ryza also arrive there. There she said to Noah that it was fancy meeting him here. Noah then asks Ryaza that if she was actually waiting for him in the restaurant, to which she told Noah that she was not and that it was just a coincidence. Following that, she asks everyone that if she can join them for the lunch, as she was also here to eat lunch. Hearing that, Loga first said that all beautiful ladies are welcome to eat with him. Nino then said she also doesn't mind at all. Then Noah says that actually he doesn't has any reason to refuse it at all. Then all of a sudden, to everyone's surprise, Kulta says she do mind if she is going to join them for dinner. Hearing this, everyone there was stunned, and most of all Ryza was too. After that, we see a hyper Ryza ask Kulta what she was talking about. Then all of a sudden, Kulta also snaps out and she gets really angry. Then, she said to Ryza that this is their party's gathering. Therefore, they won't be able to relax fully and properly if an outsider is around them. Hearing this, Ryza looks at Noah and then asks him if he was also feeling the same. Noah then smartly told her sister that with someone who is not from their group being with them there, will naturally make them feel a bit uncomfortable to say things like damn or any type of casual curse for that matter. Ryza then looks at Noah and tells him that she actually thought that they all had fun together since they met each other. Noah then told his elder sister that he actually didn't mean this statement in that way, and that they all love being with her and also love her. But sometimes they like to bond on their own as a party. As Ryza hears this, she screams at Noah and says that in that case she will also join their party. Hearing that, Noah told her that his sister Ryza is not an adventurer. So therefore, she won't be able to join Noah's party. Then, Nino says that Noah alone is good enough because he is demolishing all the monsters. There is no room for anyone else now. Loga also agreed with Nino as well. Ryza then got really pissed off, and then grabbed Noah's hand, and started pulling him towards her side. Following that, she said, in that case today lunch will be between them siblings. Kulta then said that was unfair, and she also started to pull Noah towards her. As they both were pulling Noah, Kulta suddenly said that she had something to talk about with Noah. So, she won't let him go. As they both were doing all this, Loga told everyone that tomorrow they will have to meet up early at the guild. Hearing this, Noah asked Loga that if they are already working on another new request. To which, Loga answered him by saying he is sorry, but at this time they can't afford to take time off. Because if the monsterologists are coming, then that other should be as well. Hearing this, Noah didn't understand, so he asked Loga what does he meant by other thing. The next day, we see all of Noah's friend are at the Lodja Guild reception. Following that, Noah arrives there with an envelope. Then, Noah gives the envelope to all his mate and then he says this was the last one. But Noah actually managed to get one request. Seeing this, all of his mates were really happy. Moments later, Noah asked Loga that, by that other thing, if Loga meant this written request. To which, Loga yes, and this is the primary investigation request issued by Guild. Following that, Loga went on to celebrate that this thing actually means that, before the monsterologists arrive, the Guild members can conduct a brief investigation of their own. Since the scope of their reach is vast, they will need a lot of hands in the deck. So, they gather up a bunch of people by having the request raise someone's contribution in the Guild. Noah then smiles at them, and then told everyone that he understands that, in other words, this envelope is a tasty request to boost your adventurer rank. Loga then told everyone that he wants to get an Aranka, and the pay ain't bad at all. And he also wants everyone to make a great contribution for themselves as well. Noah then opens the envelope and sees that it says to investigate the mana of a certain location, that being the Valley of Razgau. Everyone was stunned to see that. Noah then asked if he screwed up. Following that, they all told him that it is a very unpopular valley. Noah then says sorry to Loga, because it is possible for Nino and Kulta because of their light. But it's going to be handed to Loga. But, in response he told him that it's okay. Loga then said that he will have to split because he needs to prepare for it. Following that, Noah say then it's going to be the three of them together in this. But, Nino understood that Kulta actually likes Noah, so therefore she said that she will also have to do something alone. So, in that case, she will also have to split up for a while. So, it is now the two of them alone, Noah and Kulta. But, Noah was thinking that just two of them won't be enough for this. As he was thinking all of these things, suddenly we heard, his big sister Ryza told Noah that she has heard his worries, and she now has decided to join them for this mission. Hearing this, Noah asked Ryza why she was here, to which she replies by saying she is here because Guildmaster Avelt called her, and she gave her a provisional adventurer card. F ranked, which is considered the lowest ranked card, and obviously this card didn't justify her talent. Following that, she says with this card she is now an adventurer too. So, now there is no problem for her to join their party. Hearing this, Noah says Ryza now has a point. Ryza then says now she will join Noah's party as well. And inside she was thinking that now we'll have to get rid of this nuisance. Ryza then slowly went up to Kulta, and then told her since Loga won't be with them. So now they all should form a social party, and during this request they can make it painfully clear who Noah likes more. Noah was stunned to hear that. On the other hand, Nino told Kulta that she can do this. Next up we see Noah, Ryza, Nino, and Kulta are at the Razgao Valley entrance, and suddenly their Ryza offered some sweet candies to Noah. And these candies are one of the best candies from Lodja City. Seeing this, Kulta also offered one of the best rice crackers to Noah. Following that, they both asked Noah to choose one of the offered items. Noah then told them that now was not the time for them to do this type of stuff. Noah then further goes on to tell them that more importantly, instead of doing this type of silly stuff, they should start surveying the mana of the Razgao Valley. But instead of listening to Noah, Ryza and Kulta started fighting with each other. Seeing this, Noah thought that these two had been doing things like this the whole way. Therefore, Noah decided to investigate the valley's entrance on his own. Then, Noah pulled out a device that the guild had lent him. The device is called Mana Measure. Then, we get to know that this device can absorb magic from the air, and it has 3 light blue indicating normal, yellow for a lot, and red for abnormal. After that, as Noah measures the entrance, he finds nothing wrong in there, and there were no monsters there at the entrance. So, he thought that he could handle this on his own. There are 2 more locations left there to scan. First is the middle of the valley, and the next one is the bottom of the valley. Noah then thought that he would now have to go to the bottom of the valley. But standing at the peak of the valley, he thought that it was going to be hard for him, because they were actually at a very high place. Noah then said that he now understood why this place was unpopular to scan. As Noah said this, his big sister Ryza told him that he should try the airwalk, and that way it would be easy. There we get to know that airwalk is a technique that allows people to take a step and move through the air at a high speed. But Noah told Ryza that this is a bad idea, because she is the only one there who can pull this move off. Kulta then told them that there is a path there that goes to the bottom of the valley. So, she called them to go with them. Kulta then further goes on to tell them that they will need to descend, so she told everyone to try to keep up. In the next scene, we get to see the path that leads to the bottom of the valley. Seeing the path, Noah was absolutely flabbergasted, and there he said that even having a mantle in this place is dangerous. Following that, now he understands why Loga couldn't do it. Hearing this, Kulta said that this path is used on a daily basis, and it is sturdy enough not to break, even if an adventurer in full armor were to walk on it. Following that, Kulta told everyone that now it's time to descend to the middle of the valley. Then, we see all of them started walking on the path, but at this time Noah was feeling dizzy and scared. Noah then suddenly stopped and took a second. Then he realized that he is actually not good with heights. Noticing this, Ryza asked Noah why he stopped moving. To which, Noah tries to hide the fact that he is scared of heights and tells Ryza that he stopped because the view of the place was beautiful. Ryza then also agrees with him on that. But inside Noah was thinking that if his sister Ryza finds out his weakness, she will make him do all sorts of crazy things under the name of training. Then we get to find out that Noah was thinking that he should hurry now, otherwise Ryza will find out his weakness. Then we see Ryza jumped over Noah, and seeing this Noah was absolutely stunned. Therefore, he asked Ryza what she was doing. To which, Ryza replied by asking him to be honest with him. Then, she asked Noah if he was scared of heights. To which, Noah answers that he is not. But, Ryza understood that he is indeed scared of heights, and she offered Noah to hold her hands. So, if he missed a step, then she can catch him. Noah was very surprised at this time. So Ryza asked her why Noah was so surprised. In response to that, Noah says he was scared to tell her about this fear of his, because he thought she would again train him to overcome this. Ryza said, fear of heights or anything for that matter, can't be overcome with any training. Noah and Ryza then hold each other's hand, and in the middle of the way Noah calls Ryza. Hearing this, she asked Noah if he needed a break, to which Noah replies no, he just stopped because it brought a lot of memories back to him. But suddenly Kulta got really angry, and told them both that they shouldn't be thinking about pointless things and keep on moving. After they reached the middle of the valley, Noah explained to Kulta and Nino that they were not thinking about some useless thing. Instead, the fact of the matter was that Noah is scared of heights, and that's why he was taking time. Having understood the matter, Kulta told Noah that it was okay and this time she will be the one who will hold her hand. But Noah told her not to be bothered by this, and that next time he will manage on his own. After that, Noah started measuring, but there was something wrong with the measuring device. Nino then asked Noah why the device was showing blue color, and if the device was malfunctioning. In response to that, Noah told Nino that this was not the case and that there is so much mana in the air that it couldn't quantify it. Hearing this, Kulta told everyone that maybe it is some sort of abnormal mana, which is not listed in the guild's information. Noah then asked everyone about what they should do now, and if they should turn tail and report this to the guild. Kulta then told everyone that returning will be considered a failure. So, she said that she was thinking about if there was any other way to measure the mana. Hearing this, Noah told everyone that in that case, why don't they try to fix and improve the device? And that if they can do that, then they can improve the abnormal mana. Kulta was so surprised by this that she asked Noah if he could do that. We then see that Noah didn't waste a single second and started fixing the device. Moments later, we can see that Noah was able to fix it and improve it properly. The device has a new additional color green. Then Noah says to everyone that they will have to figure out what this color means. Following that, we also get to learn that this fixing technique was taught to Noah by his other sister Seal. Now there is only one thing left for Noah to measure, and it's at the bottom of the valley. Hearing this, Kulta and Ryaza then said that now it was time to see whose hand Noah will hold all the way to the bottom of the valley. But Noah told them that this was not the time to do this. Therefore, Noah decided to hold Nino's hand, and as he was doing this, suddenly the rocks there started melting. So Noah told everyone to be careful because according to him there was something there. Then Ryaza told Noah that now there is no need to measure the mana anymore, and the cause of the abnormal mana may be this particular thing. Noah then asked her what she meant by that. But Ryaza told Noah to brace himself because according to Ryaza, they are already in the nest and it's a gigantic slime. After that, we get to know slims are the weakest of all the monsters and that with just a little spark of fire is enough to deal with them. But in exchange, they're slash resistant and have regeneration capabilities. She then further goes on to say that if anyone is going to fight them with a sword, then they need to prepare countermeasures. And she was saying this all from the monster encyclopedia. Noah then said that he was actually thinking of attacking it at first. But now he has changed his mind. Noah then realized that it is an acid-spitting red slime. Noah then asked Ryaza if this one is a new variant. To which, she then told Noah that she actually doesn't have any idea about it either, because she has never seen it either. Noah then cut a little part of it, and then he was stunned to see that it was jam-packed with mana. Noah then asked everyone if they should retreat and report to the guild. In response to Noah's question, Ryaza replied by saying no, because I couldn't be a big problem if there are more of them. Instead, she strongly recommended that they should exterminate this monster and pull out her sword. Following that, she told everyone that she will slash it with her sword. Moments after that, we see she actually slashes it, and seeing this, everyone there was absolutely flabbergasted. Then we see to Ryaza's surprise, the same started to regenerate itself. Noah then also told her the same thing. Noah then further goes on to say that no matter how strong she is, but a sword won't do the trick. Hearing this, Noah's big sister Ryaza got really annoyed and angry. Then she told Noah that now she was going to cut it. Following that, we see Noah got really scared to see his older sister Ryaza in this type of angry mood. Then he started thinking that it would be really bad if his elder sister got this much angry. Because if she actually gets serious, then she actually might cut the slime into pieces before it has the chance to regenerate. But if she overdoes it, then it would be very bad and scary for all of them. Because there is a big chance that the valley will collapse with a blink of an eye. So, if that happens, then they will be buried alive in the valley. Noah then looked into Ryaza's eyes and then told her that he has gotten a great idea. Ryaza then asks Noah that what the idea is about. Noah then went on to say that she will have to cut the slime in his signal. Ryaza agrees to do so. Then she says that she will do it in his signal and will definitely wait for Noah's signal. After that, we get to see Noah calls Nino and Kulta. Then he gives them some bergs. Following that, he says that if they use these bergs, then they will be able to burn all the little slimes. As Noah said that he asks Nino and Kulta to cover him in the meantime as he is doing it. Hearing this, Nino asks Noah that what is the meaning of covering him, and what in the world is he up to? To which, Noah says that he is now going to use an advanced magic. After his big sister Ryaza chops the slime into small pieces, this advanced flame spell should exterminate the slime totally. Kulta then asked Noah to hold on. Then she goes on to ask him that as far as Kulta knows, advanced magic actually needs over 30 minutes of chanting if she is not wrong. So if the slime attacks from the side, according to Kulta, they won't be able to cover him. In response to that, Noah said to Kulta that she doesn't have to worry about that because he will get this magic done in just 3 minutes. Hearing this, Kulta and Nino was absolutely flabbergasted to say the least. Following that, we see that Noah started to go for the magic spell and Nino and Kulta is also ready to attack the small little slims. Then, all of a sudden, we get to see that the slime was about to attack Noah. Seeing this, Nino and Kulta were very scared, and they were trying to save Noah at any cost no matter what. On the other hand, Noah's big sister Ryaza was waiting for the signal. There we can see that Swordmaster Ryaza was also getting impatient at this point of time, and she was taking big breaths and exhaling hard. Now it will be fun to see what happens next in the story. Let's see what Noah will do. As the story continues, we get to see Kulta and Nino tell Noah that the slime is actually coming on to him. As we can see, Nino and Kulta were trying to protect themselves and Noah as well, but it was getting really hard for them to do so. On the other hand, Ryza was patiently waiting for Noah's signal to attack, and at this point of time she was taking deep breaths to calm herself down. Noah, on the other hand, was resilient and he was concentrating on his magic spell. Nino then looks at Noah and says an extra large amount of acid is coming towards them, and that there is no other way that they can survive it. But we can see that Noah was done with his magic spell. Therefore, he asked his big sister Ryza to attack the slime now. Hearing that, Ryza was so excited that she finally got the chance that she was waiting for. Following that, we can see Ryza launched a devastating attack to demolish the slime. There, we can see that Ryza cut the slime in half and there were flames everywhere. Seeing this, Noah was absolutely mesmerized, and there he thought that it was really nicely done by Ryza. But all of a sudden, they all realized that the slime was regenerating fire inside, and everyone was absolutely flabbergasted to see this. Ryza then took her fighting stance, and then asked Noah if she should keep on attacking the slime. To which Noah then replied by saying that they should not be thinking of doing that, because this was no ordinary slime from what he can understand. So, according to him, at this particular point of time, they all should retreat. All of a sudden, Ryza realized that her armor was melting. Then, she realized that this can actually melt her armor. Therefore, she then said Nino, Kulta, and Noah should go ahead now. Then, she further goes on to tell them that she will protect them from this acid. Noah then responded by saying okay to his big sister Ryza. Following that, we can see they started to retreat from the place, and Ryza was there alone fighting single-handedly with the slime and its devastating acid. As Noah, Nino, and Kulta were leaving the place, Noah suddenly stopped and turned around and looked at Ryza. There he saw that she was fighting with her heart and soul. After that, we can see Noah, Nino, and Kulta came to the midpoint of the valley, and alongside them came Ryza. Nino then told everyone that they should be safe over here. Alongside, Nino Kulta said that what in the world was that slime. Ryza then told everyone that swordsmen actually are terrible against these types of enemies. Then suddenly, they looked at Ryza and they were stunned to see her. They all then asked Ryza if she was okay. To which, she replied that it only melted some of her clothes and armor. But her body is unharmed, so technically she didn't lose yet. Kulta then asked Noah why he was not trying to use super magic. To which he said, he still can't use anything above advanced magic. As he was saying all these things to Kulta, Noah heard some sort of worried sound, as if something was melting, and there they got to learn that it was the sound of Ryza's upper part of her armor and her cloth were melting at this point of time. Then, boom, Ryza's breast came out, and seeing this, Nino and Kulta tried to hide it by using their hands to cover her, and asked Noah to turn around, which Noah did eventually. Following that, Kulta said to Nino that Ryza has a great pair on her, and in response to that, Nino said she actually expected nothing less from the swordsmaster. Then Noah, who was looking the other way, said he actually didn't understand what they all were talking about, and then further goes on to say that they all now should head towards the guild and report the slime incident. Meanwhile, at the same time at Dom, a port town on the shores of the Rono River, Seal, the sage, was pissed off. She asked just why can't they sail yet. The shipman tells Seal that they can't sail because there are dangerous monsters in the river, and they can't risk getting attacked. Seal wasn't so pleased about this. She questioned if they were even doing anything about this, as they've been telling her the same thing for the last 3 days. The guy informs her that they are working on it. An investigator from the monsterologists did start an investigation 3 days ago. However, she hasn't reported yet, probably because she didn't locate the monster's nest yet. Seal finds the fact that the investigator hasn't found the nest in 3 days. It makes her wonder if the monster is of a new kind. Seal then asks the guy where the investigator is investigating. The guy lets her know that she's upward of the Rauna River stream. Hearing this, Seal was just annoyed by the fact that she has to deal with such weird things. And for all this, she blames Noah, because if he hadn't run away from home, she wouldn't have to come out and deal with these things. And so, she plans on getting back at him. She is going to bring him back home, that much is a given. On top of that, she wants to shower him with a lot of love on their way back home. Following this, Seal goes to check on the investigator on the upper stream of the Rauna River. There, she is totally bugged out by the fact that she still hasn't found the girl who went to investigate. She wants to find her quickly, so they can move out because Noah is in danger. The river is also huge, and it is too wide for her to cross by just using her magic. So, she needs to do it with her own 2 feet, causing them to hurt. And to make things even worse for Seal, she hasn't heard the voice of her beloved younger brother, Noah, in months. Everything takes a toll on her and makes her tear up. The scene changes to Kaina, the investigator who was still working. She was asked by a coworker if she had found the nest, but Kaina made it clear that she hasn't yet found it. It is because the current is too strong and the monsters were too vicious, so it has become too tough for her to find anything. Just then, Kaina hears a ruckus going on nearby. It was caused by Seal, who was looking for her. She got stopped by the bodyguards, who told Seal to go back, as they weren't allowing suspicious people through during an important time. Seal, obviously annoyed, asked them if they were bandits or something, because she wants them to move aside quickly before she blasts them to oblivion. Just when things are about to escalate, Kaina runs in to stop everyone. She informs Seal that they're monsterologists, and the people who stopped her are their bodyguards. After learning that Kaina is the monsterologist, Seal is glad. She introduces herself as the sage, Seal, and shows her sage insignia as proof. She lets them know that she has business with the monsterologists. Everyone is shocked to know that Seal is the sage. Following this, they relocate to the monsterologist's research point to have a sit-down conversation. Kaina once again introduces herself to Seal and asks the honorable sage what business she could have with them. Seal tells them that she came here in order to help the investigators find the monster's nest, so that she can sail her ship. Kaina understands her reason. Seal investigation is going on for the monster's nest, to which she says it's not very good. She informs her that they're currently searching for the ship attacking monster's nest. The monsters move around in schools, so they have a habit of tracing back to the nest. So, they've set up numerous traps for the monsters to get caught, but they're too sly and have attacked the monsterologists instead. The work has been rough for them. Seal sees their roughed-up diving equipment and wonders how she dives wearing that. But Kaina thinks it is normal for them to be damaged when monsters are involved. Seal then asks Kaina if the monsters are of a new kind. Kaina says no, as the monsters are armored fishes, which are shown in the Monster Encyclopedia. Seal questions why it is tough for them to deal with armored fishes of all things. To let her understand the situation better, Kaina takes Seal to show her a visual example. She shows her the monster they got caught while investigating, and it looked a lot more sinister than the books. Something that Seal also points out. Kaina says these new armored fishes are mutated, because normal armored fishes are cowardly and don't attack people or ships. But the ones in the Rauna River are mutations that have gone berserk. Seal gets what Kaina means, as the fish does have a very evil mana. Kaina further adds that having so many of these doesn't help them either. Seal says she understands everything and gets ready to track the monster's mana. Kaina tries to tell her something, but Seal had already started her work. Seal uses her magic to check the entire river. She could tell that the entire river was filled with armored fishes. It's like they ate every other living creature of the river. She concentrates more to find a place that has a lot of them gathered. So, she deems that the best is under the crag. She tells the guys to bring over the net, as she had located the nest. One of them brought the heavy nest, while Seal was happy that she could finally sail after she was done with this. This is when Kaina tells her that she can't, because monsters have multiple schools which they operate in, so they likely have tons of nests. So, taking everything into account, it will take them at least 5 more days to wipe them all out. This angers Seal, who asks Kaina if there's a faster way around this. Kaina, pushed back, tells her that there is a way. She explains that these monsters are, at the end of the day, just fishes. A drop of temperature in the river would probably make them incapable of moving. So cooling down the river does it. That being said, cooling down a river of Rauna size might just be too much for even a sage like Seal. However, Seal is unfazed and says that Kaina should have said it quicker. Without wasting a single second, Seal uses her special magic to start cooling down the river. She mentions there is no such thing as impossible for the magicians. After all, magic is what makes impossible possible. Furthermore, there is nothing that she, or to be more precise, them would not do to ensure the safety of their beloved Noah. This confuses Kaina, as she doesn't know who that is. And so, Seal starts chanting the spells that quickly frosts the entire Rauna River, and makes all armored fishes incapable of moving further. After doing her work, Seal asks if this much is enough to subdue the armored fishes in the sea. Seal thanks her, saying this is more than enough help for them. So Seal, exhausted after using super magic, leaves the rest to their hands and prepares to leave. However, Kaina tells her to stop and informs her that they're preparing the necessary documents for Seal to get closer to the captain, which will eventually help her with the work. However, what bothers Kaina on the inside is the fact that a sage capable of freezing the entire Rauna River is worried about something, and she's in a rush. So, she asks Seal just what exactly she is going to look for. Seal states that she can't go into explicit details about the matter, but if things continue as they are, the world as we know it might come to an end. This shocks Kaina. Following this, Kaina hands over the documents to Seal as she wonders about how things are going wrong rapidly. After all, mutations have become a common thing, so the demons must be onto something. Meanwhile, we see that the demon lady sees this happening from the skies, and she grinds her teeth in anger before flying off somewhere. The scene changes to the Lodja Adventurers Guild, where Noah and his crew were present. There, they reported the case of the slime of Ramelia. She wonders if this slime is of a new kind of species, and decides to give Noah's squad a bonus for providing information, on top of the mission completion fee. However, Ryza was still pissed off about what happened. So, she asks to file a request to slay the slime, and she wants to take the request and complete it herself. She mentions how because of that stupid slime, she had to go through an embarrassing experience. Noah, exhausted, tried to explain to Ryza again that she can't just beat a slime just based on her swordsmanship. It isn't that easy. Ryza, though, was pretty confident that if she tries her hardest, she can take it down easily. But that would mean the whole forest would get destroyed, said Noah in his reply. However, Ryza shows vulnerability, saying that a man like Noah would never understand her situation. Embarrassed, she states that despite being called rough and a musclehead, she, at the end of the day, is a woman. So the moment was quite embarrassing for her. Noah understands her feelings, while Kulta and Nino were still thinking about how Ryza has great breasts. After taking it in for a while, Noah finally steps forward and promises to Ryza that he will get back at the slime for the embarrassment it had caused her. Ryza is deeply touched by this, as her little brother was going to fight for her pride. Next up we see Noah, Nino, Loga, and Kulta go to a restaurant named Dragon's Roar, and there Noah was telling Loga about what happened with the acid slime. Hearing this, Loga says that a giant acid-spitting slime, and facing that as an opponent could be really tough. But inside, Loga was thanking Noah again did great with this special request. Then Noah told him that they actually went through quite the ordeal, and that their group was utterly defeated by this giant slime. Loga then responded by saying that they all are unharmed, and on top of that they have completed the request successfully. To which Noah then said in a way they did, but he was really unhappy with himself. Because according to him, Noah is a useless guy, and that he was actually causing trouble to everyone. Hearing that, Loga laughed at Noah. Then he further goes on to tell everyone there that the monsterologists will soon be in the city of Lodja. So, according to Loga, Noah won't have to worry about the giant slime, and that the monsterologists will deal with it soon, and that they should just leave it to them. Loga then also goes on to say that the monsterologists are really knowledgeable about the monsters, so they must have a way to beat the giant slime. Kulta then says that the monsterologists got themselves in a pickle, therefore, their arrival has been delayed by 2 weeks. Nino then said there that she believes no matter what, the monsterologists will be here at the city of Lodja in time. Hearing this, Loga inquired that what does she mean by that statement. Nino then told everyone there that Ryaza actually heard about this matter, and she went to help them out right away. So, this was the reason that Ryza was not there today with them. Loga then asked Noah why Ryza was in such a hurry. In response to that question, Noah went on to tell Loga about the breast incident. On the other hand, Loga was absolutely flabbergasted to hear that. Following that, we learn that Loga was wondering that if he was present there, then it would have been wonderful. Because then he would be able to see the sword master's breasts. Hearing this, Nino was disgusted. She states that Loga's behavior was creeping her out. Loga then pulls his emotions together and mentions that if Ryza went out to see the monsterologists, then they should be worried about it. Hearing this, Noah asked Loga why he thinks this way. Loga then went on to explain that, even if the monsterologists comes to their city earlier, they won't be able to slay the giant slime right away, because it takes time to do tests and stuff. So in that case, Ryza won't wait for long, and she will go after the giant slime on her own. Hearing that, Noah says that it was quite a predicament. Then if that's the case, what should they do? Loga then looks at Noah and says that when a lady is hurt, one should give them gifts, and it will all work out just fine. And it seems to everyone there that Loga was speaking from experience. But Noah asked Loga what he was talking about. Nino then went on to tell Noah that Loga wants him to give a gift to Ryza so that she could get distracted. On the other hand, we can see Kulta was getting very jealous, and she was thinking that she also wants a gift from Noah, so according to her it was really unfair. Following that, we see she started drinking like crazy. Seeing this, Nino asked her to take it easy on the drinks. Nino then tells Kulta that this is a blessing in disguise. Because, if they use the excuse to help Noah pick a gift for Ryza, then by doing this Kulta will be able to go on a date with Noah. Hearing that, Kulta understood the matter, and right then and there she asked Noah what they should buy for Ryza. But, Loga then said that buying a gift for Ryza is going to be really hard. Because Ryza herself earns a lot, she can buy a house in their city with a blink of an eye. Hearing this, they all agreed on that point. Then Noah said that they will have to buy something that his sister would like. Just like that, all of a sudden, Noah says that he has got an idea. Then he pulls out his sister Ryza's half-melted armor from his bag. Seeing that, everyone asked Noah what in the world is that. In response to their question, Noah told everyone that this is the armor that Ryza loves the most, and that the giant acid slime melted it. Noah then further goes on to say that if they can fix it and give it to Ryza, then she will be delighted to have it back. As they hear it, everyone loves the idea. Noah then went on to say that they should go to Bark's store tomorrow. But, Loga told him that he actually does not fix armors at all. Hearing that, Noah was almost heartbroken, and he says that it's sad that he doesn't know any other stores in the city. Suddenly, Kulta then told Noah that she actually knows a place named ORT. Hearing this, Noah said that he actually has heard this name before. Kulta then further goes on to say that she also frequently goes to this store a lot. Kulta then gives an envelope, and says that she actually went around the city to buy her latest gear. And in the envelope there was a portrait of the owner of the store. Kulta gave it to him and then asked Noah if he knew the man. In response to her question, Noah says that he is a merchant who recommended him to the guild when he first came to the town. Noah then further goes on to say that he was actually planning to go to the man to thank him once he settled down in the city, but he forgot. Kulta then told him to go there with her so that they could thank him together. Noah then agreed to that point. On that note, Kulta was saying in her mind that this will make her sister-in-law Riza, and she was laughing. Loga then goes on to say that they should then meet them at their usual sport by the fountain. Following that, the next day we see Noah was standing in front of the fountain. There he was thinking he should check his armor while repairing the armor. Suddenly, Kulta arrived there and said hello to Noah. As Noah turns around and looks at her, he is mesmerized by her new look. Therefore, he asked Kulta what's with the new outfit. To which, Kulta then replied by saying she just wanted to show off a bit. Hearing that, Noah was a bit puzzled. Kulta then asked Noah what he thought about the new outfit. To which, Noah then said Kulta was looking absolutely stunning. Kulta responded by saying that's great, and that they should now just be going. Hearing this, Noah was again confused, and he asked Kulta how he could leave without Nino and Loga. To which, Kulta then said Nino and Loga couldn't make it due to an emergency. Following that, she assured Noah that she knows the place like the back of her hand. Meanwhile, we see back in the fountain Nino and Loga were together, and their Nino was saying to Loga that the birds have left the nest. By this she meant Kulta and Noah. After that, Nino tells Noah that they should just start tailing them now. To which, a miffed Loga suggested to Nino that they shouldn't be doing that. Then an annoyed Nino told Loga what he was talking about, and that yesterday Kulta herself told them that she wants to be alone with Noah. Therefore, they should just watch over them. Loga then goes on to say that he is pretty sure that Kulta didn't ask them to watch over her and Noah, and that she just asked them to leave them alone. Nino then screamed and said that this date with Noah is a really big deal for her sister Kulta, and that what if something happens to them because they weren't watching over them. Loga then goes on to say that Kulta is an adult, and that she can surely manage on her own. Nino then told Loga that he is very naive, and that according to her research, Kulta didn't have any boyfriend up until now. Loga then goes on to say that Nino's choice of research is very concerning. An annoyed Nino screamed and said that basically her elder sister Kulta doesn't have any experience about many things. Loga went on to ask that Kulta is famous for being a beautiful adventurer. So, he was having difficulty believing that she doesn't have any experience in love. Following that, Nino goes on to add that, up until now Kulta was hell-bent on getting revenge on the demons. So, she didn't give a thought to being in love at all. Hearing that, Loga says he understood now. Nino then further goes on to add that, now that he has defeated the demons, she can finally focus on her happiness for the first time. Next up we see, Nino further went on to say that now that her big sister has defeated the dragon, she can finally focus on her happiness. Following that, Nino also went on to add how happy Kulta is looking these days. Then, she told Loga that there is a problem, because the person Kulta fell in love with is a thick-headed stupid, who can't see other people's goodwill. Loga then asked Nino if she thinks that she is going too far with this now. After that, she asked Loga if he wasn't worried about Noah and Kulta going on a date. Hearing that, Loga sadly says fine. Following this, we see as Noah and Kulta were heading towards their destination, we can see that Nino and Loga were also following them. There, Loga asks Nino to try not to arouse any suspicions, because according to Loga she has got to remember that it is Noah that they were following. Hearing that, Nino went on to say that she absolutely acknowledged this fact. Moments later, we see that Noah and Kulta arrived at their destination, and there their destination was ORT Armor Shop. Upon entering the shop, Noah was absolutely mesmerized to see the place. Hearing that, Kulta also agreed with Noah, and according to her the place was not only well organized, but they have got all sorts of armors too. As they were discussing the place, suddenly Noah saw that the merchant had arrived there. Upon seeing Noah, the man couldn't believe it, and he asked if it was really Noah. As Noah sees him, Noah was really happy, and he said he was juvenile to see him. The merchant then told it was an honor to see Noah again. Noah then apologizes to the man for not to thanked him earlier. To which, the man responded by saying that he didn't have to apologize to him. Following that, he also went on to tell him that he apparently has heard a lot of rumors about his outstanding achievements. Moments later, he asked Noah that if it was true that he actually defeated the demon. Noah then very modestly told him that was kind of true, and that stuff happened sporadically. The merchant then told Noah he was actually quite impressive for a person so young. Then the guy asked Noah that what was the reason for him to visit him. To which, Noah says he actually came to see if he could repair something for him. Then Noah gave him the armor to the guy. The old man then had a good look at it and told Noah that it was a really interesting case. Followed by that, he said he and his people can restore the armor with their craftsmanship. Noah was really happy to hear that and he asked him to do it then. The man then said however, the armor itself has some sort of powerful enhancement imbued into it. The spell is damaged itself. So, according to him, it will be pretty difficult to repair it. Hearing that, both Noah and Kulta were absolutely flabbergasted. Following that statement, Noah says to himself that it was actually magic that permanently strengthened the armor. After that, Noah told the man that this armor was imbued with heat-resistant and slash-resistant spell. Following that, Noah also went on to say that his elder sister Seal was worried about the reckless training that his another sister Ryza was doing. So that's why she imbued multiple on Ryza's armor. Moments later, Noah asked the man that if he happened to know anyone who can cast enhancement magic. Hearing that, the old man answered that he actually didn't know anyone good enough for that job. Hearing that, Noah says to himself in his head that this was after all the sage's enhancement magic. Following that, Noah says Lodja actually didn't have that many wizards, so that's why they're at an impasse. The old man then asked him is that so. Hearing that, Kulta says he actually knows just the right person for the job. As Noah heard that, he was overwhelmed with joy, and he asked Kulta if she really knows a wizard truly. In response to Noah's question, Kulta says she actually didn't mean anything like that. After that, she told Noah that what she meant to say was that isn't Noah himself is the right person for the job. Hearing that, Noah was absolutely stunned. Kulta then told Noah that he himself improvised an improvement on the mana measuring device just the other day. Hearing that the guy says so he is good at improvising improvements, given the circumstances he should be able to handle this enhancement magic. Hearing that, Noah says there ain't any way that he will be able to do it, because enhancement magic requires very difficult mana control and special materials for the magic workshop. As they were talking, we can see that Nino and Loga were hearing all these things from outside. Hearing about all these things, Loga was absolutely stunned that Noah even knows how to do that. He is as capable as ever. On the other hand, Kulta told Noah that he actually didn't have to worry about that because it will be just fine, and that Ryza will be happy with anything that Noah make himself. Hearing that, Noah says to himself in his mind that what Kulta was saying is right. Then again, he says that all this is a bit surprising for him. Following that, Noah says to Kulta that he is glad that she is so willing to help Ryza. To which, Kulta replies that she has got her reasons for saying so. Kulta then goes to state that it is natural to get presents from one's family. We then see Noah agrees with her. But, Kulta on the other hand, thinks in her mind that, for the sake of her and Noah's future, she will have to get close with Noah's big sister Ryza. Kulta then asked Noah what he wanted to do. In response to her question, Noah says that they actually have plenty of time before the armor gets repaired. Following this, Noah asked Kulta that it was lunchtime, and that they should go to eat something. Hearing that, she replied that sounds good to her. She then again says that while they'll be eating, she wants to learn about Noah's story. On the other hand, Nino and Loga, who were outside the shop, were mesmerized to hear that. Following that, in the next scene we see Noah and Ryza are having their lunch together at the popular pizza place named Stone Oven Pavilion in Lodja. There we can see they both were enjoying their cheese pizza. Noah then told Kulta that the pizza was absolutely mind-blowing. Kulta replies by saying that Noah is absolutely right, and that it is all the rage in Lodja these days. Following that, she asks to look at how stretchy the cheese is in the pizza. Afterward, Noah told Kulta that she really knows everything, even the best places to eat too. To which, Kulta replies that it is because she lives in Lodja for years. Behind Noah and Kulta's table, we see Loga and Nino were still following them in a disguise. On the other hand, we see that Kulta told Noah that the one dazzled with honey is also good. But, as we can see, in Kulta's head she was thinking that all the time that she spent reaching for these places yesterday was absolutely worth it. Moments later, Kulta asked Noah if she could ask him a question about Ryza. Hearing that, Noah told her to go ahead with it. Kulta then went on to ask Noah what Ryza meant to him, just a family member or perhaps something more than that, as she was asking if she was looking very serious. Noah then responded by saying Ryza is a very precious family member to him. Hearing that, Kulta was a bit relieved, and there she says of course she is, but in her head she was saying that what was she even thinking about. But all of a sudden, Noah told Kulta that he and Ryza are not blood related. Hearing that, Kulta was absolutely stunned, and their Kulta in a state of shock asked Noah that he and Ryza are not related by blood. Noah then asked her if he hadn't mentioned this before to her. Kulta then ended up saying that she actually had no idea that they are not blood related. After that, Noah says besides Ryza he has 4 other sisters, so that's 5 in total. Following that, Noah says his real parents passed away from a tragic accident. Afterward, his sister Ryza's father took him in the family. Hearing that, Kulta told him that in that scenario he must have had a rough life. Following that, Noah said he also got injured in the accident too, so that's why he didn't remember much about those days. But Noah clarifies that he remembers clearly the first time that she saw his big sister Ryza. Then Noah also let Kulta learn that all his sisters were not at all interested in him. Hearing that, Kulta was a bit taken aback. Following that, Noah says at that point of time took his hand and said, from now on Noah is a part of their family, and that when the times are tough they must support one another. Kulta replies by saying that although Noah started off on the wrong foot, but according to Kulta now Noah and Ryza now are very close to each other, and that she pampers Noah a lot now. To which Noah told her that that's not correct, and that she finds fault in everything that Noah does. Afterward, Noah says that he himself is the reason that his big sister Riza is so protective about him. Hearing that, Kulta asked him what he meant by that, and we can see as they were talking to each other back and forth, Nino and Loga were also hearing their conversation closely. Following that, Noah says very shortly after Noah's stepfather took him in, he felt ill and passed away, and his stepmother also got ill from heartache and collapsed. Then she said that it was difficult for her to raise 6 children. So, split all the children into 2 groups, and then send him to live with a relative. Hearing that, Kulta says that it was a really hard decision. Noah responded by saying that it was indeed a very harsh decision, but Noah didn't want the family to fall apart. So, Noah told him that after that, Noah left the house without telling anyone that he actually wanted to talk with his relatives, and asked them for some time. As Kulta hears it, she was stunned and said that Noah was alone as a child in heavy snowfall, and that this was some outrageous stuff that he did. Nino and Loga, on the other hand, were thinking that it was typical Noah stuff. Following that, Noah says as Kulta would have expected, he just collapsed from the unbearable cold as he reached home. At that time, Noah said that he was on the verge of life and being no more, and that he had a high fever for a week or so. Noah then told Kulta with a smile that he actually didn't know that it was because of his recklessness, but the eldest sister took over Noah's stepfather's businesses and decided to be the breadwinner of the family. So Noah's family didn't fall apart. Noah then also told Kulta that he thinks that the accident made them worry so much that they started to get a lot more involved with him. Kulta then said that she started to get Riza a bit more now. Following that, Noah told Kulta that since his stepsisters stopped ignoring him, he felt like he finally was being accepted as a family member by them. Acknowledging it, Kulta also said that she is surprised that Noah went this far for them. What she meant was Noah's stepsisters were indifferent to him until that happened. Noah then said, during his stepfather's funeral he looked at his sister's eyes, and normally his sisters are flawless and super competent people. But losing a loved one is always hard. So, he decided that this time as a member of the family he would support them. Kulta then told Noah that that's what she thought too as a kid. Hearing this, Nino and Loga were also crying alongside Kulta and Noah. Kulta then says that she could understand. Noah then told her that it was just a wimps if a kid who couldn't think ahead. After that, Kulta said, still he not only has Sword Master Riza with him but a merchant sister, and 3 other sisters. So, according to Kulta, Noah's household is filled with amazing people. Noah then replied by saying, he couldn't agree more. Following that, Noah also told Kulta that he tries his hardest to keep up, and not to embarrass them. But, in the end it was half-hearted and he figured that it could go on like that anymore. So, that was the reason for him to leave his house and that's why he became an adventurer. But, he then said, day after day he is realizing that his elder sisters are very talented, and how he will always be incompetent. As he said this, suddenly we see that Nino and Loga came in front of him crying, and their Nino told Noah that that's not true. At least not to her, and she held Noah's hand. Afterward, she told Noah that to all of them in his party, Noah is an incredibly reliable comrade. A stunned Noah then asked Nino what she was doing there, to which Nino then answered that she and Loga came to that restaurant to eat. Noah then asks Loga that he too is at the restaurant. Following that, Loga said he is sorry but he also heard everything too, and as he was saying all this Loga was crying too. Noah then asked them what they sat behind them to Nino and Loga, instead they could have just sat beside them. Hearing that, Kulta then suddenly got up from the chair and said, Nino and Loga didn't stay beside them because they were having a pretty serious conversation. So that's why maybe they hesitate to call them out. Following that, we see Nino say what Kulta said was indeed the case, that they didn't call them out or sit beside them. Kulta then said that now that they all are here, they will now enjoy the lunch together. Hearing that, Nino and Loga said if they insist, then by all means they will have lunch with them. Following that, we get to learn that Kulta was actually planning to approach Noah. But then on second thoughts, she backed out. Because if he would have done that, then it could cause a big conflict with her and Noah's elder sisters. And at the same time Noah would have been sad too. So, that's why she decided that she should better take it slow now. Then, in Kulta's mind she thought that the real question is, how she could get Riza to acknowledge her. At the same time, we can see that Riza was absolutely furious with a girl, and she was asking the girl what she just said. The girl Riza was shouting at, we can see that she was visibly very scared, and was about to cry. In the next scene we see, Riaza is with a stranger in the Rono River's upper stream. There she is scolding the stranger girl. Riza was asking her about who in the world has done this to the river, and what is the point of this iceberg. To which, the girl says how many times does she have to tell Riza that the iceberg was made to defend against monsters called armored fish. Then she asked Riza who she was, and why she was asking her so many questions. But, Riza ignored her questions, told her that she had asked enough questions about the iceberg, and now it is time for the stranger to tell her the name of the person who made it instead. The girl then told her to be prepared to pick her jaw from the floor, but a restless Riza told her to just say the name of the person who made the infamous iceberg. Then the girl told her that it was the sage herself, Lady Seal, who made the iceberg. Hearing that, Ryza said to herself that as she thought in her mind that there aren't many people out who can pull off magic of this magnitude. But the big question in her mind was why would Seal be so close to Lodja, and if she came to ask about the Hydra. Then she came to think that she actually hasn't updated them since she sent them a letter. Ryza then thought that this was really bad, because Noah was in Lodja, and if Seal came to Lodja, she will definitely find Noah, and if that happens, she will drag Noah mercilessly to home. Then she thought if that happens, her quality time with Noah is in jeopardy. And on top of that, if Ryza's big sister Elia finds out that she already found Noah, then she will punish her harshly. Therefore, as Ryza was thinking of all this, she started screaming and clutching her head. Seeing that, the stranger girl was absolutely stunned. Following that, Ryza says out loud that, regardless of all these things, she will have to hurry up and take the monstrumologist back to Lodja with her. Then she thanked the passer by the stranger girl and was about to leave. All of a sudden then the girl stopped Ryza from behind and asked her what business she had with her. Hearing that, Ryza was absolutely flabbergasted and asked her what she meant by that, to which the girl then revealed that she is the monsterologist Kaina. Ryza then told Kaina that she is an adventurer of the Lodja branch and that she has come here to pick her up. Hearing that, Kaina was a bit taken back, and then she replied that she can't just leave this place yet. Ryza then wanted to know why can't she do that, to which she said that this incident might be related to a recent problem and that monsters have been behaving abnormally and going berserk. So all these things could be related, which is why she decided to investigate this matter thoroughly. Then again she told Ryza that the guild should have notified her. Hearing that, she thought she actually didn't inform the guild at all and rushed out of there. Following that, Ryza held her by the shoulders, then told her that she also had reasons and that she can't just go empty-handed from there. Afterward, Ryza asked Kaina how long it would take her to investigate the place. In response to Ryza's question, Kaina says it would take her at least 3 weeks. Hearing that, Ryza was stunned, and she asked Kaina why it would take so long. Kaina then told her that it can't be helped, because they need a ton of armored fish for their research, but all of them are encased in ice. Then she said, if they could get the armored fish out of the iceberg, then she could get started on her research right away. Hearing that, Ryza very confidently said that's it, and that all she had to do was just get the fish out, and she went on with her sword. Seeing that, Kaina thought, who in the world is this girl? Then we see, as Ryza pulls out her sword, the air suddenly gets outrageous, and Ryza suddenly launches a flying splash soaring tempest attack. Seeing that, Kaina got really scared, and she started to scream there out of fear. Then we see that Ryza just crushed through the iceberg, and all the armored fish came out. Following that, Ryza asked if that much will be enough, to which Kaina replied by saying that that much would be more than good enough. Following that, Kaina asked Ryza who in the world she is. Hearing that, Ryza thought that at this point of time, there is no point in hiding it anymore. Then, she told Kaina that she is the one who holds the title of the Swordmaster. As Ryza told her that, her dress again snapped and almost exposed her breast again in front of Kaina. But, luckily this time she managed to hold the dress together, because she thought that she is not going through that embarrassment again. Kaina then also asked her to put something on too. Then all of a sudden, Kaina realized that she said that she was the Swordmaster. Kaina then thanked Ryza for help, and told her that it was because of her help that she wiped out the investigation rather quickly. But, then she asked Ryza if she was really going to take her to the city of Lodja on a piggyback. Hearing that, Ryza told her that it was actually the faster way. Ryza then puts Kaina on her back, and then tells her that she is in a hurry, so she will be flying as fast as possible. Hearing that, Kaina asked Ryza what she meant by flying as fast as possible. As she asked, Ryza flew up like a rocket, and Kaina was absolutely stunned and scared for her life. Kaina was petrified though the whole journey to Lodja. But, on the other hand, Ryza was thinking that she will have to hurry and reach Lodja, and she will have to tell Noah about Seal. Then we see, as Ryza was flying, she was screaming, wait for me, Noah, and also that she can't take this anymore. On the other hand, Kaina was absolutely petrified, and she was screaming to put her down. As this was happening, Noah, Loga, Nino, and Kulta didn't have any idea about this matter. So, we see back in the city, Noah was telling Loga, Nino, and Kulta that the lunch was great and that he enjoyed it a lot. Following that, Loga also told everyone that he also feels the same and has eaten a tad too much. Nino then said that she actually wasn't surprised at all, because it was recommended by her elder sister Kulta. Noah then also added that it was fun to eat with everyone, and as they were doing so, Noah's elder sister Ryza's armor got repaired too. After that, Noah said now he will need a magical workshop and materials to enchant the armor. As Noah said so, Kulta asked Noah to leave that part to her. Noah was absolutely surprised to hear that from her. Kulta then again said that she actually knows just the right person for that work, and Nino also told everyone that was her big sister with a sense of pride. Moments later, Noah, Loga, Nino, and Kulta went to the high-end area of Lodja City. There Noah asked everyone that, if he isn't wrong, this was the high-end residential area of the Lodja city. Following that, Loga told Noah that it sure is, and then also told him that he doesn't belong there at all. Following that, Kulta told them that they had reached their destination, which was a huge house. Seeing that, Noah said that the house was really big. Kulta then told him that she actually lives next door. And now let's see what happens next in the story.